is time to die.
Right. So, before I actually start, I need to kind of do a little bit of, not explaining, but a little bit of groundwork. So, the thing with this episode, take a look at the list. This will be, go all the way down to the bottom, and hopefully I don't overshoot it. The game we will be taking a look at, this will be our 300th Shmup. This also happens to be the 50th episode, which will air on, or which right now, as of today, should be the 1 year anniversary of Ranking of Shmups. So, I figured, once we got to that point, I think we need to take a look at something, basically, we need to take a look at something really good. Or really monumental.
I've been looking forward to this one.
So, this is actually why I've been going through the Darius games. So last episode we ended with G Darius.
Trying to figure out if the first part follows the second part. Oh, I'm bad.
Right. Because, just to kind of continue on the Darius line. So after G Darius, basically Taito kind of goes... This is right around the period where Taito goes into a bit of a slump. Right around like the early 2000s, like to about mid 2000s. I can't exactly remember when. I actually probably should have looked it up. But they had a not that great. They weren't releasing much. I think the only thing I can remember from that period is that for some reason they were involved with developing some PS2 remakes of the East games, which were notoriously bad. Like they were just not good. Including yet another East 4 that has also been now considered non-canon. But no, that's even worse than like the SNES one.
I love East 4.
Yeah. Sometime I think around mid-2000s, they are actually acquired by Square Enix.
Yeah, it's in March 2006 they went for it.
Right. So they kind of get wrapped up in the Square brand. I think it's right. Oh, also during that time, they also released some kind of subpar Bust-A-Move games and Rainbow Islands and Bubble Bobble games. So their quality kind of diminished. The thing is that after they got bought by Square, they kind of took a little bit of a break and then actually started developing some really neat things. This was right around the time when Space Invaders Extreme comes out, right around the time that's like Infinity Gene, Arkanoid DS. They kind of get their development chops back. And I believe it's around 2007 and 2009. It was when the PSP came out. They actually released a new Darius game called Dariusburst. That was a Japanese only, so there was no European, no US release of it. And they used with it being a PSP game, it kind of used the widescreen of the PSP, so to kind of be a little bit like the old Darius games, like Darius 1 and Darius 2. Then, after that, an arcade version of Burst came out. That was called Dariusburst Another Chronicle. It actually had, I can't exactly remember if it's just a really huge screen or if it is like they did the straight up the 3 monitors next to each other thing, but it is a very widescreen game.
Yeah, I saw the arcade cabinet, and I think it's a really widescreen. I didn't see any break in the middle of it.
I love me some panoramic video games.
Yes.
So that is basically a port of Dariusburst with some additional features. There is also an enhanced version of that arcade port called Another Chronicle EX, which added a new mode, which we will be taking a look at. From that, there is also a port of the PSP game to smartphones called Dariusburst Second Prologue, I think it's called. But
yes,
that is
Dariusburst Second Prologue.
These games are really good.
There's actually a pattern to it. So then those were released around 2011. or 2013, I think. Then we come to 2015, or December of 2015, in which, and I don't know if this company, I should mention that I can't remember if this is actually Taito's subsidiary, but the main developers of these games were called Pyramid. And let me actually get this running, or actually I got, so around 2015, they actually port the game to home consoles. The PSP, or not the PSP, PS4 and computer. And also the Vita, but it's the Vita. That version, and it's the version we're going to take a look at today, and this is going to be the PC version, is Dariusburst Chronicle Saviors. So, this, and we'll get into this version. Also, this is probably going to be a smidge loud. Let's go through that. Do I need to turn sound down a little bit?
We don't have any visuals.
Yeah, I know the visual is not up yet.
Sound seemed fine though.
Yeah,
okay.
seemed fine.
Okay, so let me actually get this up then. There. Okay, so Dariusburst Chronicle Saviors. So if you take a look at all the versions of Dariusburst, you take a look at the arcade version, which is another Chronicle, the smartphone version, which is second prologue, and this Chronicle Saviors, which is the console port. AC, smartphone, and CS.
God damn it.
Their subtitles are based on where they came out.
God damn.
So, Chronicle Saviors. The AC mode, or they give you 3 different modes: AC, CS, and DLC mode. AC mode is basically a port of another Chronicles EX. Like, it is straight up basically that game, but like free play, and basically, I don't even know how much they modified it for home use, but it is basically the arcade game. CS mode is a kind of a console version. Like, it is very much a broken out by levels kind of thing. And DLC mode is we're going to take a look at last, and I'm actually going to save that for last because there is they did something above and beyond for this mode.
I am looking forward to it.
But let's start with AC mode. So the PC release, they do have support. If you do have a 21:9 monitor, you can actually have it stretch out. Like, they made a mode specifically for widescreen monitors, and even you can chain multiple monitors to get the widescreen to not look like super tiny, which unfortunately we're gonna have to deal with here. But yes, this is a Dariusburst EX, another Chronicle. 4 modes: original mode, original EX mode, Chronicle mode, and Vet mode, which is not available. Let's do original mode to start with. And you even have I don't know if this infinite ships is in the original game or like in the arcade release or not. Because I don't know how you do that, because
I sincerely doubt it, but also, once again, your score's not recorded.
Okay, so easy, normal. Well, let's do normal. Okay, so we have some ships we can choose from. Legend, which is basically a normal Darius ship, with a additional mechanic we'll see once we get into the thing. Next. So basically it's a normal ship, except you have homing missiles instead of the normal Darius bombs. Origin, which is basically straight up the Darius 1 ship. You don't have a special move, but you do have your attacks are more powerful. Formula, which I forgot exactly what the thing about it is. Also, they have a ship for each version of the Darius game. So Gaiden is from Gaiden. Second is from 2. Assault, this is a new one, which I can't remember what exactly the point of it is, or what the difference is. Genesis, which is the G Darius ship, and that. I'm gonna play Assault because I think I like that one.
But I want the G Darius one.
We gotta take a look at the new stuff.
I also like that they localized the arcade cabinet.
Also, one thing that's gonna come apparent really quickly. This game's soundtrack is really Okay, so that's... Whoops.
So the only reason I didn't actually play this mode is because it gets too tiny and I need to hook it up to multiple modules to work properly.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn this down on my end, though.
No, I love it. Please don't do this to me.
Oh, just on my end. Although I might have to boost Discord sound just a smidge. I already did. Dude. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the name of the song is Goodbye My Earth, and it is really good.
Once again, I've been looking forward to this game.
So,
It's a pretty good game.
So you're just saying that apparently me and Open might be a bit too quiet?
okay, let me...
How dare you turn me down, you son of a bitch!
I don't think I did turn you down.
I'll
Because
kick
he's
your
saying
ass.
he's saying the music might be too loud.
No, I would rather the music drown me out.
Okay.
Seconded.
Wow, fuck you too, buddy.
Okay, everyone should be a little bit louder.
Alright.
But I just love listening to this woman wail. Why would you want to listen to me?
This song is hysterical.
It's great though.
But it's,
A lot of the songs in the soundtrack are like really bad when you're doing it the first time, but they get better the more you listen to them.
They're just really good.
it's so jubilant. It's like your typical anime. We're gonna sing about death and destruction. Goodbye, Earth.
So, basic mechanics of this, it is very much a traditional Darius game, where you have the your missile meter, your arm meter, and your barrier meter. One big change of this that's actually very nice is that you no longer lose your spot in the like how many pips you've had when you die, which is very, very nice.
Hard wheel.
But Lolo, I have a very valid question.
Yep.
When do we make out with our co-pilot for Planet Darius?
I don't think we do that in this game.
Wait, what?
G Darius is a weird game.
I wasn't. I had assignments that night.
Well, I wanted to go with the G Darius ship.
That you cannot. It does not make you make out with your co-pilot.
Damn it! What's even the fucking point then?
Okay. See, we no longer lose our power-ups upon death. And I did check that is also with the basic game, or it's not just the infinite ship mode.
That's actually really nice.
But you do lose like the blue thing.
Yeah, the blue you do. Okay, whoops. So yeah, they have the beam dueling from G Darius. That is the so other ships have a really big, like, if you remember the alpha laser from G, which is basically just a big ass laser. You can beam duel. However, I am just as bad as beam dueling in that game as in this. Okay, E or F.
Yeah.
F.
I also find it interesting that certain endings are locked behind certain difficulties.
In this game?
Yeah, the topmost ending you can only get in easy mode, and the bottommost you can only get in hard.
Well, it's the. I think
so here's the
custom
thing.
rules did that.
Actually, I don't. The endings in this are not, because that's one thing that feels weird about this one. The endings are like there's only like one ending in this game.
Oh?
Like they don't have the weird endings from like the older games.
God, that is a missed opportunity. That was like part of the fun. Once again, backing on your co-pilot, turning into Planet Darius. after murdering.
Oh, also one thing I completely forgot. You can freely turn left or right.
Oh wow, actually really nice.
Thank God.
And that becomes really important in a lot of boss fights.
Okay, what fish is this supposed to be?
Maybe
This
some.
is the little castle from the bottom of the aquarium.
Okay, sure, I can buy that.
So one thing you probably might have noticed from when I was selecting ships, this game does actually, this mode actually supports up to 4 people playing simultaneously.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original arcade cabinet has like a really wide seat so you can actually fit everybody.
Is it just couch co-op?
Yeah, it's just couch co-op in this.
Doing online play for a shmup would be a nightmare.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm aware. Don't you worry.
It's probably like, it's only probably, the only thing worse than doing like a fighting game online is that.
Also, Carnival, you were wondering what this was?
Okay, yes. It was just an
Oh, God.
I do love the laser bending.
Oh god, yeah, there's a lot of laser bending.
It's great. Also, this looks really good.
Yeah.
The blues are like how many hits you can take from certain attacks, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The blue upgrade is how many.
It is
hits you can take from
actually
certain
how many, JRK.
Okay.
It is, oh, it's, when you, I know that when you get, like the different tiers, the green shield, when you have a green shield, each blue one will give you, basically one hit back. You normally start with 3. But if you have the normal thing, you'll get back 1 shot. Silver, you will get back 2, and gold, you will get back 3.
I know this is in the main CS campaign, but there are also like gimmicks if you kill an entire chase of enemies, like a pre-made one, you get something score drops.
Yep.
So the game encourages you to actually kill everything in a group, so you actually maximize your high score.
These are some really...
Oop.
Yeah, look, you got the gold shield.
Dark Helios. Though, one of the complaints that I would have with this is that there's a lot of cases in which it seems like they have a lower pool of number of bosses The thing is that they have like base bosses. The thing is that there's a lot of variations on the boss types.
What do you mean by variations?
Like there will be like other Helios type bosses.
Subtypes, yeah.
Also, I'm not 100% certain of this, but I know that in the original PSP Dariusburst, one of the bosses was meant to be the chip from the game Cybalion. Considering that which is fitting, considering they both take place in the same universe.
Oh no, we lost someone.
Lost an arrow.
But,
So how is your hitbox on this game?
a smidge too big. They did not get the memo on the smaller hitboxes.
That's sad.
Oh god, yeah, this is a Savarian remix.
It's always a little weird how they mix 2D and 3D like this.
I don't know, it looks really nice. It's not, I think it's a nice looking game.
It visually looks nice, but sometimes something recedes in the background and you can't hit it. Other times, like with this monster, it recedes and you can't.
Yeah, it's
Oh god, yeah, no, they were kidding. There we go.
speak of the fucking devil. Sounds really good.
This is really good. Is the availability to buy the soundtrack?
Yes.
Or you have to buy the game with Steam.
No, I know for a fact they have it on Amazon.
Neat.
I'd imagine they have it on iTunes too.
Yeah, the fuck out here.
Yeah. Good, period. That's what it is.
The proper reaction.
There we go. Dark Helios.
Salute you, Dragon Boss.
Man, look at your total score, you fucking lose.
So many zeros on the front.
Oh, actually, maybe there are endings.
Yeah, this was a diversion.
Jesus Christ.
Imagine what-
Okay, I didn't expect to go Ender's Game on it.
Oh, good. We got this ending that has been in
Imagine
every
what the
Darius
complete
game.
weapon does.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No.
Oh, good. We never got any of the Darius blows up endings.
I almost want you to do hard and get the bottom ending.
Well, if it weren't for the fact that there's a utter buttload of other content in this game, I would probably do another run.
Plus, the song's really nice.
Perfect music to commit planetary annihilation.
Also, I
Yeah,
will do that.
congrats on
One sec.
blowing up your planet. How's it feel, you sick fucker?
This is all very sad. Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned it while I was away, but with the boss variants, there are even some bosses like that. I think hits in different areas or have significantly more health.
Said the ending we did get was pretty solid, you sick fucker.
Yep, they had the Zuntata logo.
I hope my mic didn't pick that up.
I don't think it did. Also, mind your head when leaving the cabinet.
You can't tell me what to fucking do.
Can we
Okay.
you could actually leave the cabinet?
Okay, so, that's not the only mode. Oh, I got an achievement. Right. So let's take a look at Chronicle mode. Now, a Chronicle mode is basically, it's actually what the CS mode is kind of primarily based on.
Can we do the G Darius ship?
Well, we'll see. Because, let's see. We have... Let's pick... Okay, what planet should we pick?
The ones you haven't liberated?
That's all of them. So I switched. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, so each one of these little hexes is a, basically a mission mode. See, I wonder if...
I wish I could read these a bit better, though.
Yeah, it's...
No, it looks like it starts you out with a certain kit.
Yeah, there's 2 different kits you can pick from. I'm trying to see if I can find one that has Genesis.
G Darius.
Let's see.
I need co-pilot Mac.
Raiden.
I'm assuming that because it's in the arcade mode, this is a way to have you play with like the Nessica cards or whatever the progress cards for tied to systems are.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Come on. There's gotta be one that has Genesis.
Maybe it's in a different system.
Oh, I also just didn't notice that they gave you a difficulty. Oh, extreme. Good. Well, origin, guided, Genesis. There we go. Okay.
think
I
it's
didn't
only
even-
normal difficulty.
I didn't even see what the thing was, so let's
It's
pick
normal.
Genesis.
It's normal
Well-
difficulty.
There was also difficulty, and there was also because each one of these has like a little gimmick behind it. I did not see what the gimmick was. Okay. Oh wait, what?
I was confused.
Why does the G-Darius... Okay, so apparently... Okay. It seems like rather than the... Okay, so they didn't put in the capture ball stuff. They did, however, make it so that you always had a... Sort
Natively
of.
have options.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which I'm okay with.
yeah. Given how much use you got out of it.
Yeah. Also, this means that we don't have a burst. I don't think. Nope.
Sucks to stuck loser.
Gotta be legit.
Okay, but you got options, and that's what matters.
God, this is also tiny. That was stretched out. I'm not looking forward to the CS mode.
Well, it's definitely the G-Darius ship.
Oh, hey. It's your boy.
It's fossil.
It's the classic.
Amazing.
Look, it wouldn't be the same without this floppy fucker.
Of course.
Now, oh, that's gonna pose an issue. Okay, good.
Farting out a laser at you. Disgusting. Lolo, this fish is gross.
I'm trying to get rid of it. If I have any, there is another complaint that I had is that, but this is kind of an issue that I have with the entire series, is that bosses get a little bit bullet spongy.
Yep. That's actually why I stopped playing this. Like, there was just one boss that took far too long to kill. To the point where I was wondering whether I was even doing damage to it.
Are any of the Darius monsters frangible that fall off?
I would imagine.
Some are. Like the big, castle-looking one.
Yeah, the big castle one. It was breaking apart. You're right. I just saw
This
that.
guy's breaking too. Like, they've all been breaking.
Also, at some point today, we are going to take a look at. We are good. Oh, good. They had the meditation thing.
Good. No, this is really good.
Yeah, that is the one nice thing. When you're playing as a older ship, you do get all the sound. Like, they have all the soundtrack, all the everything from the older games.
I love that stupid soundbite. That's always so
Goddamn.
fucking weird.
No! I missed the blue.
Oh, so this music's pretty good.
Also, I don't think other Dariuses had it, but there is actually a little element of bullet canceling. Like, since I have just the laser shot, I will be able to cancel out certain other, like, yellow style shots.
Yeah, I've been noticing
with,
that.
Same with, like, if I have the base shot, I can cancel out bullet attacks.
What's also nice is it looks like your options can eat hits too.
Yes, I can. Okay, now that I have the wave, unfortunately that means that I can't cancel any shots, but it does, you know, it's nice because it pierces everything. There we go.
Slash
hey.
shell.
You can't pierce a turtle's heart.
Okay, this isn't a fish, this is a fucking turtle.
I wonder how turtle tastes.
I've heard it's good.
Wow,
Go
Carnival.
for soft shell.
I mean, of course you go for soft shell.
How dare you.
Got it.
Yeah! I love angled
Yeah.
lasers.
Yeah, this phase is a bit tricky because of the purple lasers.
Okay. Also, this definitely has the
option
thing.
right.
This also has the thing of you do more damage the closer you get to it, simply because of how the autofire works.
Also, I believe your options can take enough damage to be temporarily disabled.
Oh, like that.
Yes.
Fucking
So they
rip.
should respawn eventually.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there's a little
meat.
meat. Yeah, the little bar underneath my thing, which normally would tell me what like when I could do my special attack.
It is to prevent like shield abuse with them.
Well, it also makes sense if you're if it's trying to be like G Darius, because because in G Darius, if you didn't see it, you can basically you have these little capture balls, which basically you use to capture bigger enemies and use them kind of like Galaga in a sense. Actually, more a bit like Gapos. But yeah, they would act as kind of some of them acted as options. So they would, but they had health. Also, I have a feeling that this is going to be the last level of this thing, because I think I only saw that it had 2.
It looks like it had 3 bosses, but
Yeah, the bosses
Oop.
only have way too much health.
Yeah, and there's no sort of difficulty selection, which I kind of felt weird.
Flash is farting after our legs.
It would be like good if it just had some indication of how much health the boss had, like that was clear.
Yep.
The giant meter.
This is basically
I mean, hey.
this is that. Well, the thing is like when you get to like stuff like Great Thing and like the other final bosses, they basically just become Monster Hunter fights.
Yeah, that's his great thing is great.
Let's see. Oh, there's one more.
I love that stupid line. It's so good.
Oh boy. This is a good sign.
Right into a boss.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, my the shots which are counting as normal missile shots are canceling the red ones.
The shot canceling is honestly pretty neat.
So this series is basically about fish getting guns.
Pretty much. Like, I don't think there was, like, ever anything that was like, oh, the Belzer Empire is basically, it's like, oh, they based it off of fish because of so-and-so. No, it's just, they're fish. Because why not?
I mean, they're cool designs, so you know
Okay.
what? Who gives a shit? What?
Oh yeah.
Someone heard the phrase spaceship and was deeply confused.
The only thing is that I kind of wish, one of the issue that I have is that none of the, like, they all follow the basic, there is a base part of it and it has some sort of modifier. Like, it's always something jaw or something knives or something Helios. Which kind of reduces, like, there's no, like, weird gimmick things, like, if you think of, like, in Gaiden, like, there's nothing like, I forgot what that illusion boss was, like Neon Light Illusion or anything like that. There's no My Home Daddy.
Look, I appreciate that just that the Silverhawk is basically a Deep Space Mariner.
Pretty much, goddammit.
Loves to kill fish.
I appreciate that this boss gets more parts than what Sultan has.
It's a neat gimmick.
Ah,
Just the wall of bullets. Congrats. And I appreciate that the bosses may have a bunch of health, but at least they're fairly complex too. It's not like just simple patterns.
oh, yeah, they definitely, they definitely get complex. Ah, God.
What I'm saying is they earn the health at the very least.
Well,
They are bullet sponging.
I would agree with you, but it gets to ridiculous lengths.
Yeah,
Oh, no, it's still ridiculous. I'm just saying, like, at least it's not the same thing for that entire length.
Like, yeah, but like this is still nothing. Like, I fought longer fights than this one. It gets really bad. Which I guess if you're playing in an arcade, you're kind of cool with that because I get to play more.
oh, there we go.
But also I get to die more.
4 quarters.
Holla, holla, get dollar.
Oh.
Okay, but this is definitely the last zone.
For realsies this time.
Okay. See, here's the problem with not having a special weapon.
Can you rearrange your
Yeah, that's what I just did.
options?
To make it.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, God.
This seems incredibly rude.
It is incredibly
It
good.
is.
I see you're doing what I do when I get angry in this game and just tank all of the collision damage.
Yep.
And he's got the shield for a reason.
Like, what's even ruder here is that you have to, like, focus power is not enough, you have to move with the little blocks because they're slowly moving.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen, because usually this game is not like really into the whole like collision kind of thing. It is usually more like that usually plays a much smaller part.
Next, I'll ask how you're supposed to do this. You arrange your options to do focus fire, and then you make sure you're hitting the same block as it's moving.
Or maybe they didn't think that part through.
That's always an
Yeah, the
option.
game clearly did not account for this shit quite as much.
Well, to be fair, this is one of the ships for this route, so they had to at least like.
Yeah,
do
because
this.
they specifically give you only 2.
True.
So it probably works. It's just like obscenely difficult or precise.
Yeah, because I have pretty much the highest weapon I can get.
Normal difficulty.
Yeah. Well, remember when we were playing G Darius, that was on super easy.
Yep.
Darius does not understand how to be soft. It was it was founded in the bullshit era of arcade difficulty, and it's gonna stay that way. God damn it! God damn it!
And it's going to proving its point.
Well, that's more just me being not the 1 inch away that it needed to be.
And I will still forever love the shit name for them in this game.
Violet ruler.
It's a powerful name. Just rules violently.
No,
Amazing.
violet, not violent.
Oh, it is Violet?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why it's violet, but you know the ruler's obvious.
Violently.
I think. Well, I think there is some sort of color classification on boss strength. Because there are 3 forms of Great Thing in this game. There is Great Thing, there is Great Thing Violet, and Great Thing Black.
Ah, yes, black, the hardest color known to man.
It just has more caffeine.
Yeah, it's
like
not
Goku
watered
Black.
down.
The Goku Black is pink.
Yeah, but he's called Black.
God, every time I hear that character's name, I just think of that one scene.
The one
Yes.
line.
Not black.
Yeah.
Doing.
Nope, nope. Get away, get away. You're not gonna hit me with your pokey thing.
Ah, yes, your
Your antennas.
Oh, gotta get close. Okay. No, I thought I had more. Skill than that.
The Violet Rulers jamming out to the song.
See, the problem is that I had
Great.
this has the Battle Garaga thing with its option formations, in which it, or I guess technically Bat Rider as well. But it doesn't remember the last option formation you had. So you have to, if you like, because I mean this is a good layout. So I gotta switch to it every
But if
time.
you
I
die,
die.
you need to fix it back.
Which isn't a big deal, but it's still kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's a quality of life kind of thing.
Well, maybe they assumed that if you died, the option wheel wasn't good.
No,
They
granted,
never assume you're bad at the game.
there is only 3.
god, how much health can a thing have? It's just a fish.
It has a shell.
It's not a fish, it's a copepod.
It's a fish. It lives in the water, therefore it is probably a fish. That's
Where
how
do
it
you go
goes.
with Aristotelian
What?
physics? An adjective form of Aristotle.
Oh, yeah.
Like how vermin is grain.
There we go.
Woo. Violet ruler, more like dead ruler.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay. Oh. We're getting nothing. Nope. Okay. So, you see how now that I did that. Oh. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so you
Did
saw
do something regrettable.
right. So, the thing with that, so you saw how all those different hexes?
Yeah.
So that was, what I just did was one hex.
Oh god.
There, I think I saw someone did a count, and there was about 3,000 of those things.
Wait, and you have it all completed?
No, I didn't complete any of them. Because I
Oh.
switched cabinets. Also, I think I have to get into the actual thing to back out. So now that we've seen basic arcade mode, we can actually go back into... let's go take a look at CS mode.
Hell yeah.
Time to play some Darius Counter-Strike.
Oh no.
Okay.
Counter-Strike Darius
Turn the
offensive.
main menu. Okay. So CS mode. So the thing with this is that this is the main thing. So you have, it's kind of like Chronicle, but you'll have a constantly building little path. So each little thing will have a ship that's by default. It has a preset. However, if you see, I don't think it's on screen quite yet. Let's just do this first one, just show it off. You can actually unlock, you build up points as you play. It's different from your score. And if you get enough, you can actually use any ship you want. Unfortunately, I've only gotten the Origin ship unlocked because it's the cheapest one. And it has a point cost every time you use it. But yeah, some of these are very expensive.
Stop being such a filthy poor.
Let's just go ahead and use the preset.
Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Also,
This one's for the fighters. This one's for the soldiers.
Yes.
This one's for the
so they've made it so that they know that people, you know, only have 16 by 9 screens.
for the dreamers. This one's for the team.
Ah, thank goodness. I can actually see things now.
And
Hear this humble
I can also hear things. This song.
Yes.
we can't take
I'm enjoying it already.
of just
I hated this song the first time and then it just grew on me.
we fight for the honor
Okay, so this is the laser beam that most ships have, or is meant to be the default. Yeah. Also, one thing with these is that these are meant to be. These are only playable one player.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Also, no, I think you can see the next to the lives. It says, I think that's your armor, right?
Yes. So that was another thing they added. It shows you exactly how many hits you have. Which in CS mode you can take a lot more than you normally can.
The problem is, after you die, it doesn't reset back to like 20 something. I think
Right.
it goes back to 3.
It goes back to 3.
Okay, but what's happening in the background?
Don't worry about it.
Can't believe they're trying to glass out asses. Oh hey, it's your boy.
Oh, hey, it's a crab from Sonic Forces.
Are y'all ready to fucking party?
Crab.
Crab rave.
Also,
the first mode.
Oh god.
This is the first one I played, and because I didn't understand the health system, all I could hear was like the screeching sound whenever I got hit. So I never actually knew I was getting hit because I was like, oh, it's a shmup. You die from one hit, obviously. I think it took me like a few hours to realize that's armor.
Yes.
It doesn't convey it well.
Also, one other thing about that is that, don't know if you noticed it in the arcade mode, you have next to no invincibility time.
Nope.
I mean,
So you can lose a bunch of armor in a very short time.
yeah, I was gonna say, you do get a lot of health from this, so I can kind of
Yeah.
understand.
It's more
It'd
like
be nice if there were at least like a few frames.
Yeah.
it's more like if you're doing well, you have a lot of leeway until you start doing badly. But when you start doing badly, as in you die at least once, then it becomes nightmare.
Yes.
Okay,
And I think there are some mission sets that just give you like not as much armor.
Right.
so I
yeah,
know I
you're-
keep repeating myself, but the song's actually really good.
Yeah, your loadouts change they change wildly from level to level.
I think they gave you new ships as well to try.
Yes. Each preset is a different ship.
Like, the music in this game is just absolutely fantastic.
It is phenomenal.
Even if it's a bit weird at times.
Well, like there are
I
bits of
appreciate
G
that
Darius
with
where
this.
they straight up use power tools for instruments.
Like, once again,
Also-
I appreciate weirdness in soundtracks, so...
Thought I had to sneeze.
I mean, I still love someone going to town on a fucking church bell in, Radiant Silvergun.
Yeah.
Just really hammering on that shit.
Iron Puff.
Yeah, also it seems like the CS mode's just a smidge tamer. At least to start out with.
Yeah, it takes a while until it starts being pretty difficult. And it's usually
I
the
timed that
really
completely wrong.
The really difficult ones tend to be the side paths. It's very rare that like the main path is super ridiculous.
I was gonna say the one that I am currently on is pretty brutal.
Well, yeah, I've also got stuck on the main path, but usually it's just the side paths that are tricky.
we go.
Oh yeah, there's story in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were voice lines at the very beginning. I also appreciate how long power-ups persist,
Yep, they will be on screen until you pick them up, pretty much.
which is really nice.
There's also, I think there is in this area, but there's hidden power-ups, like if you shoot certain areas.
Yep.
Yeah,
That-
there it is. Can you?
Oh,
Oh, you missed it. It was on the asteroid. Basically,
I've seen it.
Yeah, when you shoot that, you get the gold pickup usually, or the silver one.
yep. Which is
think
very
it's
similar
usually-
to the older games.
Yeah. I think silver is usually when you kill a line of enemies.
Yeah, because
and
silver
then
is, I
it's
believe, a
usually
point.
one.
Okay. Almost have wave. Although I think laser actually would probably be better at this part.
They do seem to be kind of stingy with your laser.
Yeah, because I keep on forgetting I have it.
It's really good for wave clearings, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is that it will build up as you kill enemies, so if you get into that thing where there's a whole bunch of enemies, it will basically replenish itself.
Yeah. Like if you use it for the cluster of the little leaf-like enemies, it basically is infinite. If you time it properly.
Yeah, I just figured I'd mention it because you seem to be just kind of forgetting it existed.
Yep. It is the standard me having any sort of power weapon.
To be fair,
I
you've
think
played through
that-
a shitload of shmups, and it varies wild.
Also, it's Darius, so it's not. I'm not used to having a. Well, no, because I forgot about G Darius as well.
Oh wow,
That's
this
gonna
song
be
sounds
second
like
laser dueling.
this song sounds like something from a Hatsune Miku level.
I do kind of wish there were more songs like the first levels.
Okay, nope, did that wrong.
Yeah, no shit!
Also, one other thing that's nice about the laser is that it will clear out bullets, usually.
The other nice thing, like at least on bosses, shots done increase your laser. Like hits made.
Hmm. Okay.
So it can still keep going up even though it's just the only fight.
Okay, so. Alright. So, let's see. Let's see. Nah, that one looks. And yeah, as you can see, it'll tell you what kind of drops you can expect. Oh, that's almost not good. Let's see. Let's do this one because it has a guidance ship.
Another iron fossil?
Yep.
Remember how he said there was a fairly limited range
Yeah.
of bosses?
I just
Yeah.
didn't expect. I forget that they're set by level and not, so it's just kind of surprising and seeing
that this one's just the next one set kind of pass.
Basically, what this game is challenge routes of pre-made stuff. So you'll be playing, the same level a lot of times or the same boss a lot of times, but just remixed with different conditions.
I just want more weird endings. That's all I ask from Darius games.
I don't even know
Thanks
what
for
the
the
ending to
follow.
this mode is.
Oop. Did I get a follow?
Yes.
Yes. Congrats.
Just say doing it if I'm reading the.
No, I love your
Okay.
butchering it. Keep going.
I can't read the text off the side stream, so
Fuck you, cat. Don't look at me like that.
Okay, this seems to be a boss rush.
And you're gonna fucking die.
You have 0 armor. Okay, now I have 3. Oh, okay, so if you have 0, you gain 3, but if you have 3 or more, you gain only 1.
Yep.
That's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, that is one thing that will be dictated by your the level of shield. Because I'm only on the first tier of shield, I will only get 1. But if I had multiple, like a higher tier, I would get silver gives you 2, gold gives you 3.
This problem with your shots right now is that they kind of obscure the...
Yeah. You got caught so long in the thing that basically rendered this thing pointless.
Mirage Castle.
Okay, but what about the Enchanted Castle?
What about the moving castle?
This is not Alex Kidd.
It could be.
It should be.
Could be if you let it.
Exactly.
Alex Kidd in Darius World.
That just sounds unfortunate. Poor Alex Kidd.
I mean, he already got caught up in the Shinobi world once.
True.
No, but the Darius world will break him.
That,
I mean, if High-Tech World didn't break him, nothing will.
yeah.
I
At least this doesn't involve doing something 100 times.
Yeah. Warning. Warning. A huge
Yeah,
battleship.
but I just mean awful things will happen here. Because that is how things go in Darius. Only
All right.
sadness.
What's more sad, having your game series basically canceled for all,
While still being used as a mascot character.
God, I wish someone would translate Segagaga.
Same, I've been wanting that for like a decade.
I can't believe we're getting a new Saga game in this day and era, though.
Yeah, they actually decided that, oh, hey, why don't we actually try making them good?
You know that would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that Saga can't be made good, that would mean they'd have to not be fucking obtuse. Fuck.
Yeah, that would
I
defeat
think-
the purpose of Saga.
Yeah.
I think a variant of this boss was the thing I was stuck on.
Could be.
Is there a variant of this that like shoots its spikes at you?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that's the one I got stuck at because I just didn't understand what was going on.
Well, this sucks.
Well,
Time to fucking die.
Ah, Sigma.
Well,
Solid claw.
Yeah, good luck getting those blue power-ups.
See, it's the problem with this boss.
Yeah, but I
Goddamn.
appreciate the song.
Yeah.
It's very fitting.
This crab seems really good at scuttling, which is what you want from the crab. Scuttling on and off.
Also, one
Screen.
problem with how they rendered the black hole bomb is they didn't do the major thing that helped with it. Oh, I already killed it.
Amazing.
Namely, they didn't make it so it doesn't cancel bullets.
Horrifying.
There we go. Okay. So yeah.
And yeah, at least the bosses in that rush were pretty flimsy.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Black Hole does a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah. So, let me just take a look.
Can you go all the way up just so I can see which level you're stuck on?
Here, why don't I actually try it?
I think that might be the one I'm stuck on as well.
Yeah, let me try this. Yeah, I got to the very end of it this morning and then just could not.
Remember you have,
Oh, and you don't get any actual power-ups, just keep getting
Nope.
these score power-ups.
So yeah, the thing with this is that there is no power-ups.
so
Including
you
shield.
Don't wanna die. Yep. I think this might be the one I'm also stuck on. But hey, you get a lot of score.
It's the music's bumping.
Yeah. This game will never have an issue of having good music. Or having bad music.
Never have an issue of having good
Good.
music.
I've tried to dodge like 15 million things.
It's okay, everyone gets it occasionally.
Some more so than others.
Alright?
Time to completely fuck up your flow.
Yes, unfortunately, Darius does not have a cough button.
At least not a cough on mic button.
I mean, I'm amazed that you have streamed so many shmups because shmups and commentating is really fucking difficult.
The Fairy plays a lot of them on easy to compensate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a reason we're also here too.
To break his concentration and make him die.
Exactly. Fuck you, Lolo.
You're not just gonna survive this.
No, I'm just here to
I-
just talk forever about music and video games and how much I love it. It's my job.
Can't believe you actually.
Oh good, they're breaking out the violin.
Yes.
Okay.
This is good.
Oh yeah, the song.
It's a really good song.
Have this one man go to town on his
See,
fucking
the good thing about this game is that, hey, if you don't want to play Darius, they have another game in which you hear all this music in. And play along with it as well.
Oh?
Yeah,
they
a
do.
lot of this game shows up in Groove Coaster,
Yep, it's really good.
which is why I'm really excited for the Steam release coming this summer.
Yep.
Finally, we can do the final ranking of Shmups episode where you just play Groove Coaster the entire time.
I mean, your main character is a space invader, so it counts.
You can also make, at least in the mobile version, you can make it, I believe they have a Silverhawk icon.
Well,
They
that's
can
what
get-
you should fucking do then, goddamn.
We'll see how they do when they bring it to Steam.
The true ranking of Shmups starts there.
I can't wait for a Gordon Freeman icon.
Oh god, a Danica Patrick icon.
Yes.
The most powerful Sega character. I really do hope they make a new one.
Yeah,
Well, they are, aren't they?
They're making a
No,
song.
they just showed an R. Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's semi-confirmed that it won't be All-Stars, it will just be Sonic.
Eh.
So, Danica Patrick.
Okay,
will
Danica the Hedgehog, fine.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Just as long as we have better controls than Sonic R.
It's actually all based on that the special stage from Mania.
Yeah.
Jeez, I love my character feeling like they just buttered up their fucking shoes and went out for a run.
Everybody.
I like the idea that Sega has a very successful, if kind of shit, kart racer, and they're gonna go, what if we made it worse? That's what they want, right?
I still love in Sonic R that there are two characters who don't even run.
Yeah.
Amy and Eggman both ride vehicles.
Okay, this is this boss is an asshole.
Verizon.
Yep, this is where I'm stuck as well. This is where I stopped playing the game because I tried beating this on my lunch breaks for a week and I just gave up. I couldn't.
Time for Lola to prove that he's better than Bear.
That's not difficult.
Damn. Just fucked up there.
Yeah.
No, but this fight is ridiculous because, like, you don't know where you're making progress in it or not. I think that's like the biggest issue with it.
Also, it's just incredibly busy.
Yeah, the piranhas. They're like interesting visually, but it's just.
They also just have a shitload of health.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you could even kill all the piranhas.
No, I don't think you can either.
Well, shit.
Also, once again, the Space Invaders bit is really annoying because they just have so much health.
Like, you can see him flashing, but he's only like getting a fraction of the shots you're aiming at him.
Also, he goes in the background, which also kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, this phase is annoying. Because they basically align themselves with where you are on the screen, so you have to constantly be moving up and down, even if you're properly aligned initially.
I believe in you, Lola.
Also, God, oh, that laser.
Yeah.
Angled lasers!
Nope.
Angled
Hit.
laser with hell.
Rip.
Welcome to die, motherfucker.
You didn't say that with without. You said that with
Actually-
nearly the right amount of energy and enthusiasm that Magneto brings to that.
I actually need to check because I think I may have actually beaten this one and I'm actually stuck in a worse one which is similar.
Welcome to the laser light show.
Hell yeah. Going to a rave, gonna play some EDM music. Or IDM, even better. Carnival, are you an intellectual who listens to IDM?
I have no idea what that is.
Intellectual dance music.
Oh, not international
you're-
disco music.
So you
Nope.
so Eurobeat?
No. Because that's for idiots.
Okay,
Rip
Can't believe you
Lola.
called Bear an
Yeah.
idiot.
so yeah, that is basically CS mode. It is
Yeah.
basically a bunch of those things. Now, DLC
Moving on
mode.
to the most important part. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Z mode.
when this game came out, it was just basically AC and CS mode. Then they decided to do DLC mode, which is an interesting beast.
How much did you
Interesting
pay
is
for
an understatement. It's fantastic.
So, basically what they did, you can play as ships from other games.
it? Ah.
Yes.
So also, I am going to, up until we get to a point, I'm actually going to temporarily put the thing on so that it doesn't spoil later things.
There's some pretty good ones.
So, Yeah, first one's Night Striker, so we're playing as the Intergray. Oop. Then
Solid
yep.
my eyes.
Shut up. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so let's do stage A. Or actually, no. Let's do stage B.
You don't want us to see?
No.
But
Fuck
that's
you,
the ocean.
Stand by ready.
It's too
Good
late.
luck.
Okay, so we got music from the original game. For this ship, we have. Let's see, we got normal shot. We also have missiles, which the original game didn't have. Also, that Bendy laser is really persistent.
Okay, but when do we turn into a motorcycle and use it to bomb something?
I don't think we do that.
And then just lament the loss of our sweet motorcycle?
That was a really good game, actually.
It was a really good game!
Yeah. So that's a nice thing, is that we'll be able to, you know, reminisce about the other games that we've played. Like
I
Night
do
Striker.
appreciate in that game just the number of ways you destroy your fucking car.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Wow, that was a good dodge.
Pro maneuvers. Pro strats.
Oh god, it's speeding up.
I mean, how many shmups has Lolo played at this point? He's clearly prepared.
This will be. This is 300.
Yeah. He played 299 other shmups to prepare for this moment.
And that's just what's on stream.
Yeah. This is like Ender's Game. You've been playing video games with your friends
No.
to eventually blow up a planet.
No. Ender's Game was earlier. You missed that part.
Oh. Shame.
We literally did that, and it's like, shit.
Yeah, we kind of prematurely blew up our ship, so we destroyed both the enemy fleet and our planet.
Nice. Lightning Claw here has a distinct lack of claws.
Well, a lot of lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the claws on your ship, but the claws in your heart.
0 out of 10. Terrible claw
Oh, so it's
grab.
got the claws. We're gonna be real.
The real claws are the friends we made along the way.
That's just unfortunate.
What kind of legal claws are involved in this?
I don't think any.
The ones where I kick your ass.
That might be covered in some sort of sanity clause, though. You know, he brings you presents on Christmas.
And if you murder him, he becomes a new one.
Yeah,
Tim Allen.
the documentary
Snitch,
proved
a
that.
drug user, a sociopath who killed Santa Claus.
There we go.
So does each DLC ship have a unique shot and mechanic?
Yes, every DLC ship has everything that you would need, pretty much.
Yeah,
Except for
they try to be fairly accurate to their original material.
right, yeah.
And
You know, they
have
never-
custom stages for them.
Well, custom stages in the sense of like,
Custom arrangements.
yeah, because they never actually bring enemies from other games.
Yeah.
That would be expensive.
Also, they still got to deal with the engine as well.
Yeah, they have like sound effects and they got music and all that.
Because also remember, like, yeah, Night Striker was like a Space Harrier kind of game, so we're already dealing with some weird compromises that are going to have to be made.
Yeah, but we don't turn our fucking car into a motorcycle to bomb a building. Like, what's even the fucking point?
I mean, Mirage Castle is technically a building.
In name only.
I like the millions of rockets.
Yeah,
Speaking of the devil.
Missile Barrage is pretty good.
There we go. See, they knew how to design this course for the ship. They put it in a building.
I just, like, my favorite thing about Night Striker is just every ending was various ways in which you destroy your fucking car.
I think like some of them, it survives.
You gotta do what you can to stop the bad guys.
Yeah, I just love that the motorcycle one is so sad because he's like lamenting the loss of his sweet fucking car.
It was a
Feel like
pretty
it-
sweet car though.
I feel like I need to watch this episode now because it wasn't there.
It's a pretty old one.
That's gonna be a theme, recurrent theme from this. They put out a lot of DLC for this.
What if they make you think about better games?
I'm just sad that this doesn't have
That
the shit from the best game.
Radiant Silvergun.
The stream that went incredibly long.
Oh, right.
No, the longest stream, I think it's the longest stream. That
Radiant Silvergun?
Radiant Silvergun.
Yeah, that was 4 hours.
Yep.
Amazing.
Was it?
It was great
Okay.
the entire time though.
Okay, I was saying the longest on a single one game because I'm about to say Sin and Punishment.
The longest one was. If we're talking about longest concurrent stream, I mean Extra Life, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said ranking of Shmups.
Even though we didn't do a Ranking of Shmups episode during Extra Life.
Yeah.
Featuring a game that I think one of the games might be one of the DLC.
No, I don't think I was here for that. I may have been, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, it was all the way November.
Fucking century ago.
There we go. Now.
Also, this would be a pretty old episode of ranking.
Yeah, I forgot when this was. Now, what might be the reason why I picked this one? If we're doing the one with Night Striker, I gotta do the route that has Burning Road on it.
Yeah.
Man, Night Striker was a neat game, though. I am surprised it made it in this because I didn't think it was that popular.
It's a Taito game.
No, I know it's a Taito game. It's why.
Well, Taito I don't think had a whole lot of other shmups than Darius. I think Darius and I think the other two games that have DLC. They're like their main ones.
This is a pretty good song.
It's a pretty good game.
What's its ranking?
I think it's high purple.
I think so.
Like, it got a lot higher than you'd expect. I mean, not...
It's actually a really good game, even if it took some getting used to.
Yeah, because it is a super scalar game that really, like, it feels really good, like, in a kind of... Like, you feel like you're going around a 3D space and not just, like, a... Like, it has a depth better than I felt like Space Harrier did, but Space Harrier in general is just a better
It's
game.
actually High Blue. It's
High Blue. It must have gotten down then.
Yeah. When we put it up, it was pretty high, but yeah, it's moved down, and it's rank 66.
Okay, now I remember. This is the boss I got stuck in, or a variant thereof.
Yeah, it's your boy, the lionfish.
It's really frustrating because it's hard to tell whether you should be destroying things that shoot at you, like if that makes progress, or just shoot the fish.
think destroying the things that shoot at you just makes your life easier.
In the fight I'm on, not particularly.
Lion fish of the devil.
They are.
Also, the homing nature of our shots are being distracted by the
Yeah.
side things is kind of annoying. Oh,
Get fucked, nerd. Only you were smart enough to laser duel.
I can.
I know.
At least I don't think
Even
you
when
can.
you could, you didn't, you fucking coward.
I actually didn't even know there was laser dueling in this until you mentioned it.
Yeah, they don't exactly spell it out, and it's not nearly as effective as it was in other games.
It's so fucking awesome.
Okay, God.
Yeah, this. Yeah,
There we go.
yeah.
That was just like his base form.
Okay. Okay, so now that we...
It's a good
Okay,
song.
so yeah. That is, was Night Striker.
You gotta hide it.
Yeah. So Metal Black.
Ah, Metal Black.
Which was meant to be Darius 3, except they didn't do that because the story was too sad.
Yeah.
Too depressing, which is impressive given Darius.
Let's
Yeah.
do let's do this.
Yeah, just do round one.
So what's the story of Metal Black?
Basically, you are essentially the last surviving human on Earth, and you are in this experimental craft called the Blackfly. And the gimmick of this game is you see all those little floating things.
Yep.
So, what it would be in Metal Black is basically you would have a bar that starts at 0 and you would gradually fill that, which increases your shot. What that can later be used for is a big ass laser attack, and that is actually the first of the Taito's games that involved beam dueling. That one actually had a really good sense of beam dueling.
Oh, so that was a good ass soundtrack.
Yes.
But yeah, it
So
starts with
basically-
that.
No, go on.
So it starts with a depressing premise, and I think it only got worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a very easy way, and I forgot how to do it, but you can basically just destroy the Earth and die in the process. So basically, you fail completely.
Yep.
But basically,
Okay.
the other ending is, I think the normal ending is you just become basically the Star Child. You basically, your mind is uploaded into some subconscious and floats off into space.
What were you gonna say, Bear?
No, I was gonna ask how does it get sad? That's
Well,
not the premise, but
so
yeah.
the first stage is actually, I believe, the ruins of Akihabara. It's either no, it's Shinjuku, I think. And actually, much like Darius, how all the ships were based off of fish in Darius, they were based off of insects in Metal Black. Which is weird because like the title logo of Metal Black is just basically this giant shark mouth.
Oh yeah, sharks are insects.
Yeah, clearly. It's rank 40. Because it's a good ass game.
Also, since I do like when they have a game that doesn't have a normal like end level clear, but they just take another song.
So when are you gonna fucking beam duel, you goddamn coward?
When they get to a point where they can. We just have to cheat. Okay, so it takes a second still. Oh! Huh. That was weird.
What the fuck did you do?
I just tapped it.
Oh, okay, so tap is AoE and hold is laser.
Huh.
Can't believe you didn't know this, you fucking loser.
Because that's not how it worked in the original game.
I expect to know everything about the game's stream, Lolo.
Also, I like the fact that the sound for getting a shield power-up is the credit noise. Or no, maybe that might be the score pickup.
So was this an arcade game or was it the?
Yeah, this was this was a purely an arcade, except I believe there was a Saturn port.
Oh, okay.
It's shown up on compilations, but yeah, mostly an arcade game. Same with Night Striker. Night Striker was mostly an arcade game. There was a Saturn and actually a there's actually a Sega CD port as well, but only in Japan.
Ancient Mirage.
Look at this sad ass turtle.
Pretty low grade.
Now, hopefully, it will live long enough.
There we go.
Nice. You did.
Oh, ran out of juice. Now the problem is now that I did that, my shots are now weaker.
But it was worth it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
very much worth it.
Oh, couldn't get it all. I do like it did a different one. I think this is actually meant to be the one that comes after stage 2. Because Metal Block was neat because it was basically one continuous thing. There was, except for 2 bonus stages, it was all like continuous. Oh, got a remix. Oh god. This is a remix of. Sounds like it might be the last stage music, but I don't think so. Might have to game over.
I see you're going for a sad ending then.
Yeah.
Deciding and me going, oh, that sucks, let's go to the next person. Okay. Nope.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. After the Black Fly, we have Ray Force.
A very important ship.
Yeah, this was the weird. Yeah, this is a kind of a. It was a vertical shooter rather than a horizontal one. It had a very much like a Panzer Dragoon style lock-on system thing. It's a really neat game.
I forget, did we do this one or not?
Yeah, we did. We have taken a look at all the games we've played,
Okay.
or all the games that will be covered.
Okay, it's been a while, so
Yeah, I specifically made sure to take that we did that.
Man, it actually has a lock-on system.
Yep.
This game feels like, with all these guest ships, like the Tekken 7 equivalent for Shmups.
Kinda.
Just everybody gets to be a guest.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no Geese Howard though.
I would play. I would play Geese Howard flying in space.
I mean, there was a King of Fighters shmup.
what? Really?
Yeah, King of Fighters Sky
don't
Stage. It unfortunately does not feature Geese Howard.
Aww. Well, he's no Fatal Fury anyway. But wait, how do you shmup in that? Does everybody get?
It is just a normal shmup, but you're playing as like the normal characters.
So it's like Athena, but with a gun or something.
It is. I believe it is. It's Kyo Iori. I would imagine Athena's probably one of them. I think Mai is the other character.
Yeah, that's probably the four I would probably pick out of King of Fighters.
That sounds very weird. Almost sounds like the King of Fighters online thing where it's like this MOBA-ish game, MOBA beat 'em up.
Hyperjaw.
I like how basically you're the one now with the curved lasers.
Yep.
Revenge.
I mean that's kind of a Ray series staple because we've actually taken a look at 2 games in this series. We took a look at Ray Force, which is where this one's more explicitly from, and also Ray Storm, which is a 3D game that was available for PlayStation Saturn. Okay. Okay. Force Claw. Oop.
This good crab with its big claws and its scuttling. 10 out of 10 crab. Wow.
That's why you want to get right up in their face.
10 out of 10 crab, really?
Yeah.
Oh god, this is weird.
Time for a rank.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Say, I like going. I like going horizontally vertical. I've got.
Horizontal
yes.
verticality.
Lasers now. Bendy lasers for everyone.
I mean, yeah. Angled lasers are the best thing. This is just a fact.
Mhm.
Yes.
Scientific, even.
Don't lose a pyramid.
They go bounce back up.
He's gonna lose it. Oh no.
Anyone who doesn't like
no.
angled lasers is in fact the worst.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's okay. I got the shield, which is more important.
But the pyramid.
I think I'm already at max.
But it was the Millennium Puzzle.
But it was red.
It was painted red.
Okay, but the song's really good.
It is.
Yep, it's a remix of the stage 1 music.
I like how your ship is very slow to realign itself. Like suddenly just going, oh, maybe just flying upwards is a bad idea. Oh, never mind, we're making the mistake again.
Yeah, whoever's flying this ship kind of sucks. Make up your goddamn mind.
Azure Nightmare.
Okay, this looks.
I have not seen this before.
Yeah, I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Is this an exclusive fight?
No. I mean, none of the boss fights in this game or this mode are exclusive.
Yeah, I've never seen this fight.
Angel.
Might be a late game one.
Yeah. Or maybe it's a very clever reskin of one of the existing ones, which is more likely.
No, because
Is it-
the Nightmare class. Because we haven't seen the Nightmare class one.
Okay.
This goofy, menacing music.
Oh god. Oh, that's a bad place for me to be.
Thank you for the host, Kalon Zombie.
Thank you.
Hello.
Howdy, y'all.
Hello.
They were just We're just
Okay,
talking
so-
about you.
This fish is
There we go.
based on a blue angel. The ship is based on a blue angel. Otherwise known as like a sea swallow. They're
What's
pretty
water
fucking
speed boss?
cool looking.
Okay, so with that one done, so that was the first pack, which is the Taito pack. Now this next one is definitely one of the more interesting ones. The Sega pack.
Hell yeah.
Yeah! I have no idea. Also, can somebody please link me the side stream? I forgot that you actually
Yep.
have that.
I'll send to you.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and do this
The
one.
best character.
We're
The
gonna do the
best
fantasies
character.
out.
Ooh.
Okay, so the way they kind of translated this is really weird. Oh, wrong button. So, so he does have a special laser, which basically you press a button and he uses up half a meter, so you can have two of them out at once. But the other weird thing about him is that when you're not firing, well, I'll wait until this goes through. When you're not firing, you can rotate your character.
Oh god.
Okay, but this fucking song.
Yeah. Welcome to the fantasy zone.
Exactly. I will never not love this fucking song.
Yes.
Real good.
But yeah, the laser setup is super weird, but really neat.
But also, one other thing that you're supposed to do with it is once I get a bigger enemy. Here. You do this, then this. You cross the streams, it makes it stronger.
Yep.
Wow.
It's
Remember when I
pretty
said
shit.
don't cross the streams? Well, cross the streams.
Yep.
That's a
You're-
pretty awesome mechanic.
Yeah. Clever.
Also, I like the fact that the noise for you getting hit is the ouch noise that it makes whenever you run into something short.
Ooh.
It's just I really do appreciate how this game's DLC interprets the characters.
Yeah.
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 Also, they have a good choice of backgrounds for the DLC.
So one other thing that's nice about these DLC packs is that they also come just normally with a set of levels. Like, just not associated necessarily with the character. They also make it so that you can fight specific boss fights.
The dark flame.
Now, naturally, with Space Harrier, it's Space Harrier, so we gotta fight a segmented serpent.
I
Yeah.
can't believe that Ric Flair
I got that.
merged with the darkness.
Ow, 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 ow.
No only suffering.
It's only through suffering can you reach the nuclear
Nope.
throne.
Wait, oh! I bumped into his tail.
Solid.
It's right there in the bottom. Just fuck you.
There's some sort of other thing? No.
He's so tiny.
I mean, him being tiny is probably a good thing in this.
Yeah. Ow.
Nope.
So, I haven't played that much Space Harrier. So, is the lasers? What are the lasers you set based
Like,
off
supposed
of?
to be based on something?
Yeah.
No.
Or is it just like for this game?
It is just for
Or is
this.
it
In this game.
Okay.
To give you some functionality in a fucking Darius game. Because
Okay.
Space Harrier's not meant for Darius.
Nope.
I like how you have like this hyper, like flay in your butt as you play.
That's the gun.
Yeah. The
Is that the
rocket
new?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Oh, I
rocket
guess
gun
it-
gives you the ability to shoot and fly.
No, he's just constantly got a fucking lighter up to his ass.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This is the true power of farts right here.
The secret of Space Harrier.
Okay, but one thing they should have added for him is that he doesn't take any collision damage if he's walking on a surface.
I don't think you. Unfortunately, you can't. If you're on the ground, it doesn't do the run.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's also because of the way this game handles backgrounds.
No, but I meant like because you have like solid surfaces in the game, like you could go on a solid surface and not take damage.
No, I think you just straight up run your face into it. Is the problem?
Oh.
Ow.
But yeah, I appreciate this game is just like a giant love letter to shmups.
Yeah. Especially this DLC.
All the DLC, but like even the main game itself,
Yeah.
because like if you use different Darius ships, you get, you know, different sound effects, different music,
Yep.
Yeah. Like
meditation.
this is a really good game, and I know it reviewed well when it came out, but I like the price point was the
Yeah, that's the thing I haven't mentioned yet. This game's kind of expensive.
$100.
It is. Did you just look at the price?
No, I heard somebody
Oh.
saying $100, and I'm assuming
No.
that's true.
Oh. No. It's half of that. It is. The base game is $50.
without the DLC.
Yeah, up to that.
The DLC, each pack is worth $11. Each character by itself is worth $5.
Each pack is about $5. Yeah.
No, that's per character.
It's $89 worth of DLC.
I mean, for the deal.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's also a guidebook that you can get, which is
There's also 3 DLC packs you can get that are about $12 a piece.
there should be
for the DLC
5 of them.
No, packs.
Packs.
Well, no, there
Three
should be 5
packs.
packs.
They're not packs for each DLC because not all of them are franchised, I think.
I think
Yep,
that it's
specifically
based on the
Capcom
companies.
DLC, the Aiding DLC, and the Cave DLC.
Yeah.
But no, like
The base and all the DLC, how much does it add up to?
100 something.
Yeah, it's 3.
130.
However, I will say, as of
140.
today, the day we are recording this, there is a Dejica sale going on the Humble store. You can get this for $20.
Yeah, for 20, I think I got it for like half the price when it was on sale. Like, it's definitely worth for that, but full price is really, really
Yeah,
expensive.
if you buy all of the DLC individually packaged and the game full price, it is about $140.
Like, my theory is that like the base game is so expensive because they didn't expect that many people to buy it because shmups on.
Also,
shmups aren't that
this
big.
game is essentially a Criterion collection of the shmups.
Yeah. But it's still a bit much.
Yeah.
Well, Criterion collections are a bit much.
I mean, yes, that's kind of more the point that. Yeah.
Yeah, my film teacher loved to get Criterion collections and just charge them on the school's budget.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Smart man.
Yeah. Just for learning.
I promise.
Look, it's better than going to the administration.
I don't even know if they expected their DLC to do this well because I don't know whether they had planned all of this DLC in advance or they just increased it when they saw it did well.
I mean, imagine some of the licensing on this had to have been.
Yeah, you'd have to get licensing deals set up ahead of time, so it seems to me like it was planned.
Well, yeah, possibly.
God, the fucking Blue Angel looks sweet.
Ow.
Whoops, this aimed that one wrong. Okay. There we go.
Good job.
Also, the Blue Angel feeds on Portuguese Man o' Wars.
Hell yeah.
Oh god, that was on beta.
Yeah,
No, no, Omega.
it's only beta, motherfucker.
Now it's Omega.
Isn't that Gamma?
No, Gamma, right?
That is Gamma.
Gamma, yeah. Sorry, I'm still confused about Gamma and Omega from fucking Sonic franchise.
Omega's the one that looks like a no.
Well, uppercase.
No, I don't know.
Omega.
I know.
Gamma's the one that doesn't look anything like a G for some reason.
It's almost like, you know.
I argue that it's more that the G doesn't look like a Gamma at all. If we're gonna be planning
Listen, if you're gonna be pedantic about this.
Pedantic.
Yes, pedantic. Me no speaky good English, and you tell me I don't run it.
God fucking damn it. Just forever reminder of the G.I. Joe episode.
It didn't start out like that, but it ended up into that, so...
Also, I really do like this arrangement.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good arrangement.
Let's see. Twinkle.
Does it actually have
At first
two
I thought you said
claws?
peephole, and I'm like, what?
Oh, my god. A crab with 2 claws.
He is just not dealing with your laser bullshit.
Lasers! Get out of here with that!
Oh gosh.
Oh, nice.
Nerd. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck, even?
Just having none of your bullshit.
Havoc. Pure, unbridled pandemonium.
Stop getting hit.
This is kind
I'm
of weird
trying.
lasers, no matter the angle you have the meet up at.
Also, God, now that he
straight
doesn't have a
forward.
shield anymore.
Yeah,
Rip Lola.
He's just so tiny.
can't wait for Lolo to fucking
Oh.
die.
They're like,
There we
Oh,
go.
he falls down, yes! I was hoping he'd fall down. I was like, if he doesn't fall down when dying, then this DLC is garbage.
I mean, you had the and everything too. Ah, God.
Yeah.
Eat shit, nerd.
Claw. They just got shotguns, my god.
I do like that this is the choice of boss, because he does change the angle he fights you at all the time.
Your rival.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh,
Man, all these fucking bubbles.
we're good.
No, you're not.
Are you real? Are you really? I don't think you
No,
are.
not at all.
You are
You might want
turbo
yeah.
fuck.
you might want to do something about all those bubbles.
Working on it.
One Lolo can only do so much.
There we go.
You did it.
Congratulations.
Well, at some point, I'd probably try that. Oh God.
Good job.
Final zone is over.
Okay. So now that now that that's done, after that, got the Tri-Z. Because apparently Space Harrier wasn't hard enough to turn into a shmup. Okay, so kind of basic.
Thank you, wasn't for the follow.
Thank you.
So what's the ship's shit?
Basically, you have this.
Ah, I see.
You actually have an evasive maneuver, which is kind of nice.
Missiles for days.
I kind of more wish that they went with like that 14 from space or Afterburner.
I'm just looking forward to other characters that you can play as. I have no clue who this is.
Remember that game that glitched out horribly?
That's a number of games.
The one that basically turned, it was like the Afterburner style game that just kind of glitched all hell.
Oh, yes.
That's this.
Amazing.
It's weird. This is from the Sega pack, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they just do Afterburner instead of this?
Probably because they didn't have to license an M14 or F14.
Oh, right.
Because it's based on, an actual jet.
Forgot about that part. Damn, that means we'll get no Outrun DLC pack either.
No, I can't. No, it's not a flying Ferrari in space.
That would be hilarious. No, I would fucking love that though.
Also, we don't get the punch car from Fighter's Mechanics.
Oh hey, it's your boy, Mirage Castle.
Yeah.
Wait, the punch car for Pirates Mechanic, that's just a Daytona USA car.
Yeah.
Ah yes, just playing Daytona over and over.
That one would have a karaoke mode while you're playing.
That would be amazing though.
Like, one of the things I keep wanting to do, but I can't do it alone, is do a Daytona karaoke stream. But nobody is willing to do that with me.
Yeah, I would never.
Yeah. One day the dream will
Sorry,
be real.
Bear, I love you, man, but no, I've got my limits.
The problem with this ship is that it just kind of, much like the game that it came from, it's just kind of meh. It should be a lot cooler than it actually is.
It should be cooler, and it tries to be cooler, but it's not.
You did it, you killed him.
Hooray. I think the best part about this game is basically or at least Galaxy Force 2 is basically just the soundtrack. The nice jazzy kind of thing.
Yeah, like, I would honestly kind of understand if you didn't play this one to the end.
Okay, good. I was wondering about that.
Like, if you're not feeling it, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, because we got other things to take a look at.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't need to wait for our permission, Lolo. It's our stream.
Yeah, like
It's your
one level
house.
was fine enough to see the extent of that fucking ship.
Yeah, because we got a better ship to take a look at now.
Damn right.
Busha. Oh,
Hell yeah.
Opa Opa.
Fantasy sound.
No, there's no compile pack, unfortunately. Okay, so this is a weird one.
The Opa Opa is gonna cry.
Yeah.
Tears of the Opa.
So, they,
oh no!
yeah,
Oh my god, you have to actually buy shit.
Yep. So
Yeah, capitalism.
yeah, you buy your stuff.
Okay,
do
does
you
it
want?
auto rotate or do you change
I change it.
the item? Okay. How do you change it?
It's in one of the buttons. Right bumper
Okay.
for me.
Okay. Oh my god. I hate and I love this.
It's yeah.
Like it's a sensible thing to do for this ship, but also I kind of hate. Oh my
So-
god, that's fucking late.
Yeah, so it has the laser. Also has the inflation factor too. So now the laser's more expensive to buy.
Oh god.
So there's a little bit of that going on for you as well. Because this is definitely one of my favorite characters that's featured in these packs. Problem is that playing it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
But hey, the music is there.
Yep.
I mean, the character itself is pretty neat too, and the way it works mechanically. It's just
Yeah.
oh,
Also, you go left, right, and then as you hold it down.
Okay, well, what are you gonna use the 16-ton weight? I wanna see how janky it looks.
Oh, I have to hit it.
no, it's a stock thing. Okay. So, do the prices reset between levels, or is it just...
I can't remember.
So wait, when does the weight come out? When you
When I
activate
hit
it?
drop
A.
it.
Oh, that wasn't as good as it should have been.
No,
No,
it
it
should
really
have been.
wasn't.
It should have been a janky drawn weight.
Just a lazily hand-drawn weight.
Yeah, like the laser.
Well, let's see what the. Oh, damn it. Oh, pfft. Okay. That's not jarring at all.
What's wrong?
The CD rip they got fed into the next track. Oh, also I forgot the fact that I could hold down the button to bomb.
That might help.
It is a smidge. Also, I can get wrecked.
Oh, I missed the ow ow. Like that laser looks so funny. I love it.
It's so goofy.
Okay, there we go.
Holy shit, so much money! Hey, at the very least, like, the inflation is fine just because of the fact that you are always drowning in money.
Yeah.
When you're done with this run, it should say Fantasy Zone is over instead of Final Zone is over.
Well, we'll see. It's playing Yadio.
What was the name of this fish? Like, this ship?
Brightly Stare, I think.
Okay, that's what it is. It's a barrel eye. God, the barrel eye is such a weird fish.
Oop. All right. Oh, what is?
Make it rain.
Okay, this is a really good arrangement. Like I appreciate like the special arrangements they have for like the last zone of each of these.
Yeah. Oh,
You missed it. You missed.
nope,
the
I got it.
Shit.
Okay, who are we gonna fight? Azure Nightmare.
Hell yeah.
This guy again.
It's a cool ass sea slug. Also, I appreciate that the fucking Darius wiki has so much info on some of this shit.
What is this? What are these voice clips? Okay, this makes sense.
Coordinates for the secret military bunker that you're supposed to destroy later. They're programming you. They.
Oh god damn it.
Aww. Oh wait, did you get a cash penalty from that?
No, no, I just spent it.
Oh, you just spent all your money.
Yeah.
Oh no. Might want to buy the rocket. God, how much health does this thing have?
Nope.
Aww.
Ugh.
Mission failed.
We'll never know whether it was Final Zone or Fantasy Zone.
Ugh. Unfortunately. So, that was the Sega pack. Now it's time for the Cave pack.
The most important pack.
Down Pachi.
So, let's just take a look at this one. This is specifically the Dodonpachi Resurrection pack. So, yep, it has the hits and all that. You do have your laser, which does slow you down as you shoot it.
Okay, but most importantly, the music. But the only part of Dodonpachi you should care about. Because this song is so fucking good. Yeah, how's the ship feel?
Pretty good. Unfortunately, your hitbox doesn't get smaller.
That's a shame. That makes sense, but it's a shame. God, the song's so fucking good. Please help.
No.
No! Why would you deny me my music, you son of a bitch?
So also, since it's based on the Resurrection ship, we do have hyper mode.
Yes.
Shame you wasted it.
Yeah.
God, that laser looks so goofy though.
Yeah. Not as goofy as the Fantasy Zone laser, but still.
Well, yeah, that was just garbage looking. Does the laser do more damage than your normal
I
shot?
believe so. Yeah, it seems to be a standard, like a boss killer, or not, like a big monster or bigger thing killer. Whereas this, because it's the whole you move faster with the normal shot, you more focused with this, but you move slower.
Does the sorry, I missed it. Does the combo meter have a gameplay function?
Nope, it is purely a score.
Okay. Because the seed goes down automatically as well. If you don't hit anything.
Yep. Normally it would just completely go away, but... Now, thankfully this time we have something that just straight up, like, hit thing. Except the hitbox for them appears to be slightly larger than what it seems.
The hitbox is larger, yeah. And also those things have low health.
Just like the combo you got going. Oh, you don't want to try to beam duel it, you fucking coward?
I don't think you can. There we go.
Not even in burst mode?
Nope. Or in hyper mode, I couldn't pop it.
There you
Alright. Also, now we're far enough in the menu that I don't have to go through it quick. But also, there's one thing about the Delta Sword that I thought was cute. Look at the description. So yeah, Resurrection Blissful Death for 2 of the releases of Dodapashi, if you're not familiar. So, next. Oh, next.
The most important.
I would say there's another that's more important, but we'll see.
Oh, I'm aware, but also, it's fucking ridiculous garbage.
I can't make a mistake this time, thankfully.
I really do love how none of them are smiling.
So
You come back on this game too, Rapper.
Well, what's the game to do with this one?
Death Smiles.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen
So,
Files.
one thing that is different about this one is that you have a button to shoot left and a button to shoot right, just like the original. Because Death Smiles was one of the few cave horizontal shooters. So yeah, you have your standard shot, but you also have this little ring thing. If I get, I need a bigger enemy in order to show off what it really does.
So one thing I like is that she is about 3 times the size of Space Harrier, dude.
It's the sheer power of anime, you see.
Yes.
She scream when she gets hit?
Yep.
Okay. That's not gonna be annoying,
Oh.
I'm sure.
You're,
Because you never get hit. Ah, okay.
yeah, it's basically a lock-on kind of thing.
I do like this track is really good.
Yep. It's the first stage music. Which I found out because I remembered that I actually have the Death Smiles soundtrack on my computer in MP3 and FLAC, because that's what they give it to you in.
Hell yeah, Flack!
Yes, Flack.
Flack is the superior format fucking fight right.
I mean, it ain't no
I mean, it
debate
is.
over this.
Tell me more about your love of
Oh, God.
files there.
I love when people send me their LP commentary and fucking log files. Good thing I'm not doing LPs anymore. I have to
Exactly.
deal with that shit.
So the thing is that your little meter thing goes down when you have this, but when it goes down to completely, it doesn't like stop or anything. So I don't know. I think it's just a point thing.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I too like being rewarded in games for not using features.
Hate that.
Like, she doesn't have... I thought it was like a system thing that everybody had to have that, like, fire trail as they're flying, but she doesn't.
Nope.
She's just powered by pure anime.
Pretty much. I mean, at least there's no text boxes in this one. The little stupid thing that says everyone is supposed to be. Everyone has that or the thing where they say one word in a different language and it would always italicize it in the text. I don't know why, but that always irritated me.
It's all according to K. Cochran.
Translator's note.
This definitely feeds on the thing that bullet hells do, where it's just like, here's a million pickups, just take them all, just take them.
Yep.
When it calls you on hearts, I'll give it all your points, your numbers.
Oh god.
Oh
Ugh.
my god, this is...
This is gonna suck at the homing.
Oh god, have fun.
Oh no.
Nope, this is gonna go poorly. Ooh. Also, because I think it's also the hardest version of it, too.
Yeah, that is the hardest version of it, yeah. I think. It's definitely harder than the one I've seen. Is it targeting yet?
Yeah, I think it is.
So the problem with these fishes is they slightly readjust after they traverse a bit. So even if it looks like they're not going towards you, they might readjust. Oh, you're dead. I like the arrow bells.
Okay. So after that is Ketsui, which
Oh god, this game.
yeah, this game is weird.
That's a game that has a full arcade like playthrough, but if you play like one of the consoles version, it's actually just a boss rush game. Like the DS version is just a boss rush game.
That sounds about right.
weird.
Yeah, because I don't think they could fit the entire game on a DS, so when you actually play it on the DS, it's just the bosses.
So it even has the weird scoring system, which I forgot how it worked. Also, it takes place in the first stage of CS mode.
I don't remember, like, when I played this a few times at the arcade, it didn't feel that difficult, I don't know.
No, it's a confident game. It's just not as stylish as some of the other the really good cave bullet hells.
They also have like a really weird like shading style on the enemies, like where stuff looked like realistically shaded, but it was still sprite work.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Ketsui is a very weird looking game.
And I have no idea what like the number thing counter is. That like a multiplier thing?
I believe it is a multiplier.
Okay.
You've done this on right now, Shmups, right?
Yeah, I've done all the games that we've taken a look at. Or all the games that have DLC I've done.
Okay.
I don't remember doing this game at all, but
Yeah, this was, it was, I think we played it during the, when I took a look at the history of Bullet Hell.
okay.
The second Toho episode, if you will.
Yeah, that might be it, because I forgot it because Toho has more presence.
So yeah, this is what the secondary shot does. It kind of like the Death Smiles thing, where it shoots a lock-on thing, but it works differently.
Yeah, it's really good that you have orange yellow projectiles while you're dodging yellow projectiles. Like I don't know about you, but I can barely see some of the yellow ones coming at you.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
annoying.
I guess it's fine because it's like DLC, Like, so you don't have like a unified art direction for them. They're from different franchises. Because I don't think this game is like the base game is usually bad at that.
No, it's not really that bad.
Wow, that was. Seems like the DLC is like really wildly bounced
That's
between
just-
difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, part of the issue too is just that, like, the ships themselves run the gamut.
Yeah.
Because, like, some, A, translated much better than others, and B, just were better ships.
Well, there's also 3 levels, so it could be that like they vary in difficulty in terms of we're making this so take advantage of the ship's strengths and then like take advantage of the ship's weakness.
That's true.
Because
Also,
we're in
the
space.
Also, the nice thing about the lock-on is that it works regardless of what direction your ship's in.
Like, for example, how the space carrier won't work really well with the crab fight.
Oop.
But then how... Oh wow.
I didn't
But
even
then how
notice that enemy.
But then that smallest boss worked really badly with this super. Please take those silver balls, it's driving me crazy. Thank you. Like, as soon as we move to the cave shores, it's just like a million things on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually they're good about it in game. It's just here, it just feels weird.
It's kind of like there's more pickups than there are enemies a lot of the time.
Okay, what? Okay, what?
Mission starts now. Are you ready?
Also, the problem with doing the DLC mode is kind of showing off that there's not. There is a limited amount of bosses.
Well, it's weird. The DLC stuff is definitely more visually stimulating. But that may be, like you said, a byproduct of the graphic design.
Yeah, that could be it.
Like, oh boy, it's the mist background again.
I kind of wish they added more bosses in DLC. It feels like something that you could scale up well.
Yeah.
Because the way you're doing it, it's kind of like...
Okay, that is not a good clash.
Oh, bro. But yeah, it's kind of feels like, oh, one boss is worth like 4 bosses technically, so it would be nice to just like scale up and add new bosses.
Well, they're also not... Bosses aren't very interesting.
Yeah, they don't have the presentation of the rest of the game.
They don't have any. They don't have a large amount of moving parts. Some of them are tentacles that move, and that was kind of cool. But this is another like PlayStation 1 polygon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they made an executive decision to mute the palette, which I think looks a little nice when you've got like those swarms of fishes. But once you put this DLC stuff in, the DLC is like so bright that
All right,
you
so
can see the clash.
now that we're done with the cave section, let's move on to the rising section. Yeah. So,
This is just a
this is-
fanboy's dream, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is Miyamoto, the representative of the Mahou Daisakusen, also known as Source Striker series. I think majority of us would recognize who would probably be who we'd want over Miyamoto. But unfortunately, well, Miyamoto is kind of the best fit because he was the only one that was appeared in all 3 of the games. Source Striker, Kingdom Grand Prix, and Daimahu. But it'd be nice if they had Cheetah, but we can't have everything. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, let's just do this one just to kind of show it off.
You want to play? You want to play for 5 minutes or for 50 minutes?
Yeah.
Play forever.
Okay, so Miyamoto basically has the kind of, I mean, it's weird playing vertical in a horizontal. Also, I think there's a remix of stage 2, or it might actually be one of the boss stages from the original Mahou Daisakusen.
It's
Also,
pretty good.
We do have our bomb, which gradually appears, or gradually the bar goes up. But also what we can do is swap between weapon types.
Oh, nice.
So he has all 3 of his weapon types from the original game.
Now, I do appreciate the sprite they have for the bomb.
Yeah.
Do his wings flop like that in the original game?
I believe they did. We never actually played Miyamoto in any of them, so I can't remember. I believe they do.
Oh, okay, that annoys me. It's supposed to go faster on the downbeat.
One person going to town on his Casio forever.
Okay. Well. It is Violent Ruler.
I fucking told you.
That's a pretty good track.
Yep, it's playing the best boss theme from Source Striker.
Know which boss is that?
Bassinet. The guy who kept on showing up like 4 times throughout
Oh
the
yeah,
game.
him, the recurring boss. Yeah, that was a good boss. I still love that part. Just this boss, he becomes more powerful each time you face him. Increasingly ridiculous until you go to space.
Also, except the last part, the time you fight him, in which he's like half destroyed.
And you just kind of whoop his ass.
Which is great, right? You have like, you've saved the princess, like you've defeated the evil king, and then all of a sudden he just shows up one last time. God, Sorcerer Striker is such a good game. Also, I probably should be doing this. I think this does more damage. Oh, there we go.
Oh my god, this fucking song.
It just takes the ending music.
Yep.
Wow.
From the first episode of Ranking Shmups. Okay, so after that, we have, I think it's probably one of the more weirder, obscure pulls from this pack. Sokyu Gurentai, also known as Terror Diver.
Yup.
Let's see
It's
what
pretty good.
Yeah, let's do this one. So this was a weird one, but it has its lock-on system, all polygonal and everything.
I'm sorry, but look at the aesthetic on that font.
You haven't seen anything yet. Because this might have something special that other things don't have.
If it has it, I will be so fucking happy.
Oh, also you can switch, much like us, like in Sokyu Gurentai, you can switch which lock-on thing you have.
Not neat.
So they went full out for this one.
It's a weird game to choose, because like I was not expecting this.
Because I would imagine if you're gonna do dating/rising, I mean the obvious one's the next one, or the one that you kind of have to have by law if you're doing rising games.
Yeah, I just figured like this one was one.
But
that
this
seemed
one,
relatively obscure.
well, you figure you'd have, because they don't want. I figured they wouldn't want to do two from the same franchise, so I don't think you'd get some. You probably would have gotten something. I don't know how this game compared like popularity-wise to like something like Bat Rider. So if you had like Golden or someone, or like Birthday.
Oh my god.
There we go. That's the good shit.
Yep. If I remember correctly, I believe that is the only time they actually changed that thing. It's just so they can get that text in there.
And I can't really think of any other way to get it in. Nice.
Man, you almost killed him before the upgrade. Also, I don't know if we mentioned that, but for scoring in general, this game gives you so much if you know hit it.
Yeah. Also, I can't remember this game's soundtrack. Whether or not these are remixes or if they were from the original.
Yeah, I don't really remember it well enough. Like, it was a solid game, it's just... there were better things.
Yeah. Also, we were playing on such a broken version anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's pretty much the main problem with that game is that it's a nightmare to run.
It's a nightmare to emulate.
I mean, it's also weird, like, on my Saturn, because I got a physical copy of the game, and my Saturn couldn't run it because it's a US Saturn, and it thought it was the arcade version that would have had an English release, except the English release is not on the disc. So all the text was garbled.
It's real weird, though.
Don't worry, you can
Good game,
re-rank it one day.
Nah, it doesn't really need a re-rank. Like, we got enough of it.
Yeah, because the Saturn version is identical to the arcade version. Although it would be nice to see that game in its entirety not glitched, not running it through MAME. Oh, come on. Fine, I'll just get it over here. Also, I probably should. Also, switching between the things is weird because basically you just tap the button and it will switch, or you hold it down to actually engage the lock-on system.
Probably a button limitation.
Yeah. Oh god.
Ooh, that's the best spot.
Oh, speeding up.
Can't wait to die.
Mirage Castle.
Isn't it always? Like, how is this new?
Okay, this definitely sounds like something from the original soundtrack.
I do kind of wish they did like dumb little story things with these characters though.
Yeah. Not like the Cotton DLC from that Trouble Witches game.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't even need to be complex, but like just give them their own endings and whatnot.
Okay, there we go.
Space Harrier goes home and opens a restaurant.
Exactly, dumb shit like that. Like he opens a fucking burger joint.
And then Ryan attacks a burger joint. He's ready to battle again.
Okay.
No, it's just a picture of him and the dragon enjoying burgers.
So, like, they even mention here that the widespread use of Japanese lettering sets it apart from its peers. So, yeah, if we're doing a Rising pack, there's really one game that you can have at the end. Oop, wrong thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Gotta do.
Which, I love the name of the ship.
The Wild Snail? Yeah, this is actually the ship that I would normally use, too.
It's a terrible ship name.
Okay, so... Oh, wrong button. So, yeah, it has... So, if we're thinking complexity of design, this has all of it. Like, it has all the hidden things, like, remember from Batrider? That leaving things go... Yeah, all of that is actually in here. Also, I'm not a fan of this remix.
I don't know, it's pretty alright.
It's okay, but it's not... When I'm thinking, like, Battle Garaga, like, I'm thinking, like, more techno-y kind of thing, rather than this.
And given Battle Garaga's general like visual aesthetic, I can understand this kind of remix.
Cause it's like the Saturn thing. Also, the Saturn port of this also had a soundtrack like that. think we still have one more pack to go.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
I think I might just look at the bosses for that.
Just show off the first level.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been almost 3 hours at this, I think.
Yeah, this is turning into the other... This is basically turning into the rating Silvercut stream.
But not quite as bad.
Because especially because we got something else after this. Not a game, but something I need to show off.
I mean, to be fair about Radiant Silvergun, that was constantly changing shit up.
Yeah.
Make sure to use the bombs.
Yep.
See them.
Accidentally used one earlier. See, here they just have the... If just from the straight up had the arcade version. Although it doesn't seem to last as long as it probably should.
Yeah, that's like really short.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. Hold on, I'm kind of curious what the second stage music is.
Like, it's a shame because, like, every third stage has its own special arrangement that I really enjoy. It's just... We've seen a lot so far.
Wait, hold on, I need to see what's... Okay, what is the stage music? What's this remix of? Oh, it's, the cloud stage. Okay.
And you were talking techno, here's your techno.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Okay. So, after the Rising pack, you have what's kind of a weird pack. The Capcom pack.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is sidearms. Let's take a look, see what... Oh god. Here, I'll just do one stage.
Yeah, the round 3s in particular have so many fucking bosses.
Okay.
Okay, but this music's real good.
Yeah, so, yeah, it has the, sidearms thing, so if there would be a normal weapon pack... Also, you do have left and right aiming, like, Death Smiles.
I do love how sudden the flip is, it just looks ridiculous.
Yep, okay, so let's get, shotgun. See, the only problem is that it has the rate of fire from the original game, which is not calibrated for a game like this. Then, oh damn it. Oh, I want the three-way anyway. There. There we go. Let's see, is it? Yep, backwards, which looks like it extends our special meter, which I'll show off. Okay, so since there's no two-player mode, it's the little special attack that we had.
Oh, neat.
Let's do...
Oh my fucking god.
Yep. Okay. So also it does have the music from the arcade version. But yeah. That is sidearms. So after that, we have Varth.
This is making me realize how Capcom really didn't have any shmups I like.
No, they didn't. That's the thing. That's the weird thing about this pack is that they don't really have a lot of shmups.
Like, I feel like, oh, it would have been better if you just played Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins and had him fly.
Also, I like the power up mainly because it reminds me of a different game altogether.
Obviously, Altered Beast should have been in the Sega pack.
Yeah, the dragon.
Yeah, it will work.
What triggers the voice sample?
Me switching. Because it's actually changing what our missile type is.
That's hilarious.
No, the next ship is not from 1942, which you'd probably think. It's actually... It kind of actually shows off why the Capcom pack is a little weird. Also, your options can guard guard shots, which makes this a very easy way to kind of cheese this fight. So let's just waste all of our bombs on this guy. Also, laser looks so weird. Yeah. Podless bombs? Huh. Okay. So that's Varth. So now we're coming up to the final pack. In the Capcom pack, the Gambler from Pro Gear, which is a cave game.
Are they the publisher?
Yeah, Capcom was the publisher. But this is a cave game. Okay. Okay, I forgot the mechanics of this. Oh yeah, you got the slow homing shot.
I did not expect this because what I expected the final thing to be was Forgotten Worlds.
No, you'd figure that. Yeah, that should have been it.
And I was I wanted to say earlier, like, can't wait to see Forgotten Worlds because I thought it was actually in.
No, it's not. Of all the ones they picked sidearms.
Jesus.
The hardest one to program.
Everybody knows and loves sidearms.
Doesn't Forgotten Worlds have that weird controller?
Yeah, it has the thing, but it will control just like Space Harrier did.
Yeah,
It actually makes more sense for Space Harrier than it does for, or more sense for Forgotten Worlds than it does for the Space Harrier guy. Also, I like the little flag waving at the bottom.
That's pretty good. Maybe they had Forgotten Worlds and they lost that license, and then they just put in Space Harrier instead.
Also, there's the bomb.
Wow, that sure is a sprite.
Yeah, it is.
It's something else. definitely something else.
Okay, so yeah, that is the Pro Gear set. And I think... Oh, hold on, let's see what boss it is. No. I think that is enough of Dariusburst Chronicles Savior.
Yeah, yeah.
Glad we saved this for last.
So, I guess we actually gotta rank this now.
Just definitely give it a number.
Okay.
So I would put it below Maul, but above Ikaruga, just to spite Torpid.
I don't think it's going that high.
I'm joking.
It was great, because originally I was thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, this will probably be like maybe a top 5, but now that I'm playing it, after you play for 3 hours straight.
I would
Well,
maybe put it over Ushihime-sama personally.
To be fair, if
don't, because, okay, well, how about we start, why don't we start with the Darius?
I would put it under,
To be fair, if you played anything for 3 hours straight of a lot of these games, you'd be.
I would put it under
pretty burned out.
Daimahu.
Daimahu? Because let's see. Because let's see. Is it, would you put it above Cotton 2? Because, yeah, because I do think it is probably the best of the Dariuses. So I think it's
I just
about
want to
going
put it
above.
above Mushta list despite Bear.
I would definitely play Space Invaders Extreme rather than this. I
Yeah,
think.
no, I would play Cotton
Yeah.
2 over this.
Yeah.
Better than G Darius, but I would definitely play Cotton 2 over it.
Yeah, so. Yeah. It is going 23.1.
It's a damn fine game, but it's definitely got some issues that are
Okay.
should have been ironed out at this point.
Yep, nope. Hold on.
And like the DLC stuff is, oh my god, Lolo, please, you're a fucking mess.
Okay, there we go.
And the DLC stuff was some really nice like fan service, but at the end of the day, it was also fairly shallow.
Also, it kind of showed off the fact that this game doesn't have a whole lot of bosses.
That too. This game's kind of lacking in content.
It is both lacking, or it has a butt ton of content and also no content.
Well, no, it's a bunch of rehashed content is the issue.
Yeah, because it's like 3,000 of those Chronicle Savior modes.
I'd say more is remix content, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it almost feels like playing a roguelike, except it's not randomized. It's just like you're picking from the seeds.
Also,
Like, yeah.
also another thing to remember: this game's $50.
Yeah, that's the big issue. Also, the DLC is...
The DLC is also really expensive. It is almost, if you get all the DLC, it is almost expensive as the base game.
Okay,
No,
but,
if you get all the DLC, it's actually more expensive than the base game.
okay, but how much was Galshow with inflation?
Free, but that game is a literal work of Satan.
But yeah, no, it's the thing about it too is it's obviously got the hitbox issue.
Yeah,
especially the game where
that is also another thing.
But also, it's the problem is the content is heavily like remixed and rehashed over and over because it never kind of got beyond the arcade game.
Yeah.
Like the content was always limited to that. Even if they added like more modes, they still just had it all limited to that specifically.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I was comparing this to some of the other ones, like even Einhander, which was a PS1. The backgrounds, it's all gray, and they all look very similar. Like,
because if you think of like G Darius and like Darius Gaiden, like they had some really colorful stages.
yeah, or stuff with like I think there was just that one stage where there's the towers that get shot in the background.
Yeah, that was like the only real big kind of thing.
Yeah, I have no sense of space. It's very pro forma, so it's not bad. It just looks very unimaginative compared to the ones you've shown us.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Darius Gaiden, or Darius Gaiden.
It's a fantastic game. Like I cannot emphasize that enough. It's definitely it's just got its problems. Like,
Yeah.
it feels like they were fixated on playtime, which is why you had those overly long game modes.
Yeah.
Even though at the end of the day, it's still just the same content rehashed over and over.
Yeah. But
But like,
yes.
just the arcade mode alone is fucking stellar.
Yeah, the arcade mode is actually the more enjoyable bit of it, because the CS mode is just kind of, it feels a little cramped as well. Also, it feels, when you play a lot of it, it also feels a little tacked on.
Yeah. So like the arcade mode, it just had the problem of it never really moved beyond the arcade mode.
Yeah.
Everything was content centered around the original arcade mode stuff and never beyond it.
Oh, that's right. Hold on.
Which, don't get me wrong, the arcade mode itself is fucking stellar. Like, it is absolutely fantastic. The game's music in general was...
Yo, the music was
great.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Also very much its own thing, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, it's very much a Zuthata soundtrack. But yes. So yeah, that's 300 ranked shmups.
Radiant Silvergun reigns supreme, motherfucker!
Yeah, so this is actually that was actually the last game we're going to be adding to this list. Because this is the last episode of Ranking of Shmups. But definitely not the last episode of Ranking, because because the thing is, hold on, I gotta get a thing also a little burnt out, so I'm trying to forget what I'm saying. So yeah, come on, load. I figured, like, ranking these shmup, like, you do this for a year, and you just kind of, like, as you go, you just kind of pick up things after thing, and kind of as I've been doing this, just kind of thinking internally of how I want to, like, how to improve this kind of series, and, like, what actually am I trying to do with this, made me think just different changes, but also I figure, why take a look at just shmups when I can take a look at, you know, other things? So rather than ranking of shmups, this is now going to turn into this.
Woo!
Retro Rank Rhapsody. So, yeah, it's basically going to be kind of the same thing, but a little bit of different kind of scope that I'm thinking of. Because I kind of feel like I like this more as less of a, oh, this game is better than this game is better than this game, compared to, like, saying, why don't we have this just be kind of an encyclopedia kind of thing? Like, let's just do a bunch of games just to kind of get more information out of them. So, with that, let's actually take a look at what that's going to look like, because I have it already. So, rather than go here, so rather than doing that list, let's do this list. So, yes. Kind of the rules are kind of similar. Going to still try and do games in order, so that kind of thing is the same. The thing is that if I'm doing everything, I feel like I need to kind of put some guidelines into this. So basically, I'm going to, my kind of definition of what retro is going to be is kind of basically right here. So basically anything 5th generation or older, so basically PSX era, N64 era, with the exception of arcade games and Dreamcast games. So Dreamcast is in that kind of weird thing between the PS2 and the PS1, that I feel like it's more of the retro style than modern, because once you get into like the PS2 and Xbox era, that's basically, you're kind of getting into where modern games are now. So I figured that's probably the good stopping point. Also, games that have been ranked like older, like if you think about Legend of Zelda, going into like doing things like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, I think would be kind of interesting just to see if we're going throughout the series, just to kind of see where it goes. Also games that, like we've done games on this that are newer games but have a retro aesthetic, thinking of like Monolith or something like that. So I feel like you'd want to take a look at those games as well. Also games that, like, there are genres of games that even though they're new, they kind of have they're by their design rooted in like retro style games. Like if you think of like fighting games are basically still, like, even though they're new, they're still traces back to like games like Street Fighter 2 and like the SNK games. So games like that will still be viable for being ranking.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, other than that,
Well, like you just showed off what is ostensibly a modern game, but even though it was in 3D, it was still, you're throwing 1980s 2D sprites at it.
yeah, also it's a sequel to Darius, and also it's a shmup, which is another genre of game. So I'm still going to be looking at shmups. It's not I'm just going to be looking exclusively at shmups. How I plan... So this isn't going to be one giant list. It's actually going to be a series of different lists. Which I have right... Oh, that's the wrong one. So here's the list. But if you take a look... I wonder, can you even see the bottom? You can kind of see the bottom. So I originally was going to do this genre by genre, like having a shmups list and a brawlers list and a fighting game list. However, I felt that, one, you're going to have a whole bunch of different lists at the bottom, which I don't want to maintain. And you can kind of group them together by kind of similar things. So I went ahead and did that. So I kind of got the idea, I forgot what from, but looking at a character sheet for D&D, made me think of like, what if I did something to kind of reflect something like that? So basically, we have 12 different categories. So it's still going to be a loud list, but they're kind of consolidated. And they're kind of grouped together by list of, like, in groups of 4. Or like 3 groups of 4. First one we have are basically short form games, like your standard kind of arcade-ish and like old school class games. Yeah, kind of. But we'll get to that further down the list. So your first list is attack. Now these are basically these are going to be games like shmups. Basically, if you think about like an action-oriented game where you can only take a couple hits before you die. So if you think of something like Ghouls and Ghosts, think of like games like shmups. Think of like Super Mario style platformers where you can only take a couple hits. Things like Sonic. All those will fit into kind of the same category because usually they're normally faster paced than other games. Then you have what I'm calling resistance, which are basically going to be games where basically you just need to get to the end. And usually you have a larger health pool and you're mostly trying to kind of like manage health and all that. If you think things like Castlevania, things like Brawlers, Mega Man, those kind of games, where they're more methodical than games I would consider in the attack category. But yeah. Then you have dexterity. These are basically going to be games where you're kind of trying to either be fast or accurate. So games like racing games, light gun games. I'm also including rhythm games in there. Games that usually involve some sort of peripheral where you're trying to manipulate something on the screen with that. Then you have wisdom, which wisdom are basically your basically games that you have to kind of think about something. Basically your block puzzle games that aren't versus games. Games like sometimes these are action-oriented games, like think of games like Solomon's Key or Fading with the Channel, Adventures of Lolo will probably fit into this category. Then you get into this kind of weird subsection, these are kind of games that are, like, if you think about the first 4 games, like, think of like arcade games, they're kind of meant to be, you play them once for like a couple minutes and then you're kind of done with it. These are going to be games where you play for that kind of same amount of time, but in multiple different iterations. And the game kind of differs every time you play it. So this first one's Intellect, and this is going to be kind of a weird one. These are basically games that are basically, you do better based on, I guess, how kind of smart you are. Because to compare it, to compare it away from like something like Wisdom, these are going to be basically edutainment, trivia. I think there was another kind of category game that fit into this category, but I forgot which one. Then you have Charisma. These are your versus games. Games like fighting games, versus block puzzle games, competitive sports games. Those will all fit into this category. Then you have Luck. Luck is basically your board game, or your digital equivalent of board games or card games. Games that, a lot of these are basically digital representations of games that have physical things, like if you're thinking about like things like Mario Party, or like things like
Strip Mahjong.
Please do not.
Technically yes, if I wasn't putting it in extreme ban on Airjay. Then we have what I think might be probably one of the more interesting categories. This is adaptation. So these are basically ROM hacks and fan games. So yeah, pretty much games that are pretty much on other lists, but basically if there's some sort of modification of an original game, whether they be, if you think of things like Legend of Zelda Randomizer, that will show up on here. The various different Mega Man and Mario ROM hacks, fan games based on other games.
Doom boards.
Maybe.
Never.
What about original games that are heavily inspired by fan games, like that Sonic one?
Freedom Planet?
Freedom Planet, yeah.
Oh, Freedom Planet did start as a fan game, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That would probably show up. I am thinking that one, since you have a health bar in that one, I'm thinking probably Resistance. But
Okay.
A lot of these, I might not be... some of these might be... I have to kind of think about it when I get to it. But I'll have to think about, like, on a game-by-game basis. I'm not, like, saying these kind of games have to fit into here. Yeah, sometimes it just kind of depends upon the game. Now, these last 4 are basically long-form games. Games that are going to take more than, like, 2 hours or so to complete. And actually, some of these, I already have some stuff in here, so we can kind of see what kind of things will be in here. So the first one's Adventure. As you can see, I already have 2 games in here. And also we can kind of see what kind of things will... what I'm going to kind of try and look at from game to game.
Why would you include that game, you monster?
So, these were 2 games I took a look at during Ranking of Shmups. Yeah, so these adventure games are basically... Think of games like Zelda. RPGs technically will be involved in here, but before I do RPGs, I'm going to try and find a way before I actually do a game that I can kind of make sure that we don't waste time trying to stream, so I'm not doing one game for like 4 streams. But yeah, this also gives me a chance to kind of show off the different metrics that I'm going to be showing off for this. For example, let's take a look at the Guardian Legend. So, got kind of similar things to how I was doing in normal Ranking of Shmups. Game name, episode number, year. Combining developer and publisher into one box because I'm not doing the thing that I needed them split out before. Because that would get way too confusing. One nice thing that I did for myself is I made myself a nice little drop-down box so I can keep things consistent. Also same with subgenre. So I do have a list of, I kind of have some generic subgenres in here. I might need to add some as we go along, but I pretty much have most things covered. And I don't want to waste too much time kind of describing what each one is. Also, this one is going to tone. So basically, I just thought it would be fun to have something that kind of gives you the general feel of, like, the general kind of mood of the game. So if you think of a game like Kirby, that's a very happy game, even though there's some usually darker kind of things and some things that's beside the point. Also, games like Radiant Silverham, which have really depressing plot lines. Or games like Sin and Punishment, which are incredibly confusing. Or games like Esperade, which are kind of edgy. That's basically what this is kind of trying to show off, and I kind of did it in a sort of cute little emoticon way.
I'm glad you didn't include certain emotes.
Okay.
Nope, you have all fine ones. It's okay.
Yes. And I do have a guide here that if you do go and look up, which is this list is live if you want to take a look at it. No, I do not have that. Actually, I thought I did have that.
No, you don't.
No,
I looked very closely.
No. So yeah, I do have a list of what exactly all these kind of translate to. And this is something I thought would be kind of nice for people who are kind of... So what this is kind of going to be is kind of a tagging system for content that you might want to know that is in a game before you try it. And I'm going to go to the guide right here to kind of show off some of them. So right around here, these are basically kind of content warnings. I don't expect a whole lot of these to be used, but it is probably going to be nice to know about them beforehand. Things like gore. Like, we're going to be playing fighting games like Mortal Kombat. And I'm also going to be differentiating between... Think of like a game like Mortal Kombat, which is kind of pretty gory, but it's kind of... You have like... People have like 10 rib cages and all that, so it's not like explicit gore. Like, it's not realistic. Compared to a game like, say, Eternal Champions, like especially the Sega CD one, which is very detailed gore. I'm going to be making a differential between those two. Also, if I go back to this list, one thing, and this is because I didn't know about this was a feature of Google Sheets beforehand. A lot of these, if I hover over something, I can now put notes in there. So when I put something in here, I'm most likely going to put a note in there. So you can hover, if you go to the list yourself, you can kind of hover over and see what I'm talking about or why it's there. Speaking of these lists or these other things, so these three right here, these are kind of like, if you remember from the Pantheon thing that I was doing where I was trying to kind of rank soundtrack and like world building and all that. That's basically what these three columns are going to try and represent. We've got these three columns, which are OST, basically seeing how good the music is. World, which is basically how kind of the world building, kind of setting, characters, all kind of put into one. Just a general kind of rating of them, of like how they were in game. And also craft, which is about kind of mechanical kind of... this is going to basically be for how well, like, what did this game do for mechanical wise that's kind of innovative? Like, innovation plays a heavy amount into craft. So if we take a look at, say, the Guardian Legend, it's kind of mixing the elements of action RPG and shmups and doing it fairly well. I gave it an A just to go kind of say, hey, this did it really well. Whereas Deadly Towers, while it did, like, the mechanics in that game are complete kind of, they were not executed well at all. However, with the way that they innovated, I did give them a little bit of credit on that end. So that's not why it's in, and I get more detailed in this metric guide. which, by the way, if you want to take a look at this, it is r3.ldp.life. So I can put that in if, oh boy, I've put that in chat. Where is my chat bot? Oh, there it is. 2, 3. There. If you want to take a look at it. And I'll have to change some things. I'll have the bot redirect to that because I know I have it kind of say that sometimes. And these next 3 are basically for. I felt like there was. This was kind of inspired by a conversation that I had with someone talking about this ranking system, or specifically ranking shmups. Where I was talking about like something like Xevious, and like, oh yeah, Xevious, it's an interesting game. And I'm like, oh wait, it's damn near the bottom of the list. So I figured that I'd have something here to kind of show, like, yeah, it was kind of an important game, but the reason that we had it so low on the list was just because playing it now, it's just not, there's not much to it. Let's see, this column, impact. So basically this is going to be, basically how important was this to kind of history, if you're thinking of the history of gaming. If you think about a game like Super Mario Brothers or Pac-Man, it's going to be very important to like history, but if you think about a game like, I don't know, Micro Machines on the NES, or like some weird indie game that almost no one's played, those will probably get ranked a little bit lower. Games that have cult followings will be noted, that kind of thing. Age I want to put down, this kind of is an extra indicator just to show that even though a game's kind of ranked kind of low, if this also is ranked kind of low, that could probably be kind of an indicator of why it was ranked low. Not necessarily that the game itself is bad, just that it's old, so it's not as interesting as newer games. And then touch, I felt this is actually for basically how difficult is a game? Like how hard is it to get into a game? So if you think about like right here, Deadly Towers is brutal. Like it is just straight up hard to get into. It doesn't make any sense. Guardian Legend, while also being incredibly hard, it kind of, trying to think, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, basically this is trying to indicate difficulty. So yeah, that's going to be all what the different columns are for. And yeah, so I felt having something like that might be a little neat. Although I'm going to have to maintain it, so yeah. Also for these 3 right here, I'm going to have it so that, just so I'm not saying, because these rankings, it goes from S down to F. Where I'm also putting a limit on myself, where I can only put 1 S per sheet, per each 50 games. Just so I'm not saying, oh, this is an S, this is an S. Something to give it a little bit of, I don't want to say panache, but that's not the word I'm thinking of.
So you can hate every game, but you can't love every game.
Yes, I can say this soundtrack hurts my ears as I play it. But I can't say this is like the best.
Well, if you put a ranking on F, then you can kind of go, well, this hurts my ears, but it doesn't make my ears bleed. So you save the F for the one that actually physically harms you.
Maybe.
No, I was mentioning that you're limiting the S's, but you're not limiting the F's.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because I could theoretically rank 3 really bad games in a row. And like, well, one of these has to get it. Also, these 3, there's also X rankings. If you think about a game like Pac-Man, that doesn't have a soundtrack.
Yeah, it does. It has an iconic opening theme.
Well, that's a little theme, but it's not a soundtrack. That's not in the same way that, say, Guardian Legend has a soundtrack, or like Deadly Towers has a soundtrack, as bad as it is.
It doesn't play constant music like, say, Burger Time does. No.
So that is where I'm put the X ranking there, is for, it doesn't really have a huge soundtrack. So yeah. Also, and then I think X ranking for world. Basically, if you think about pole position.
Yeah.
There's no world building in that. There's no reason for it to have it.
Well,
So,
a lot of old school games don't have world building. No.
Yeah. And then craft. This is where it actually gets a little interesting with the X. Basically, X are basically games that are actually good because of how bad they are, or badly they are designed. The thing that I was thinking of is Last Alert. That game, the terribleness of that game's dub, and just kind of the way that whole thing was, kind of endears it a little bit to make it maybe a little bit more interesting to look into.
I could think of a few games to go in this category.
Oh, there are plenty of.
Aztec?
Yeah, there are plenty of games to fit into that category, but yeah, that was the one that made me think of that.
Interesting.
But yes, so yeah, there's 3 other categories here. This one is Delve, which Delve is basically to compare between Adventure and Delve. Think of Adventure as a game where you have a large world with very intricate little smaller areas inside of it. Like, if you think about, like, Legend of Zelda with its overworld in smaller dungeons. Delve is basically where you're looking at one large place with very intricate little bits inside of it. Like, or that the whole thing as itself is intricate. Like, comparing, so, like, Adventure would be to Legend of Zelda as Delve is to, like, Metroid.
Ah, so La Mulana is what you're saying.
Yes, like La Mulana.
Where you gotta make a map.
Yeah,
La
kind of,
Mulana's
yeah.
great.
Which, by the way, I did put one game in here, and that is Monolith.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like right here, one of the content things that I didn't note in here. So the P would be for photosensitivity warning, because that game does have some flashing in it. However, I did note you can turn that off, but I figured put that in there just to be thorough. And yeah,
very, very nice quality of life options.
yes.
I thought that P on content was for perfect content for a moment.
No. I mean,
As you said, P for Pinnacle. Thank you.
Yes.
I
But
see.
yeah.
I see. You already broke your rule of adding 2 S's.
Oh no, it's not. It's not 2 S's. It's 1 S per category. So like 1 S here,
okay.
1 S here, 1 S here for Delve per 50 games.
See.
No, I can't have it so like there's one game has a good soundtrack and then that game can't, like, a game that has a really good craft in there, or like really good like design, because I put that for
Only
Monolith
one
because
game can have the best soundtrack.
well, it's not necessarily the best soundtrack, but it's of the
It's
best.
the Highlander of soundtracks.
It's the highest ranked Shmup soundtrack.
Yes. Also, for age, I did also put the X, also be using X there because Monolith came out in 2007. That game hasn't aged because it is still new.
17.
Did I say 18 or did I say 17?
You said 2007.
Oh, whoops. I meant 17.
Well, the year was written down just fine on the actual sheet, so fuck it.
Yes. Yeah. Also, I did mark a D for impact for Monolith, just because, and this is more, unfortunately, it's not as, I would say, as well known as, say, other roguelikes, but it definitely does have a cult following behind it. So
yeah,
that
the
is
joy
where,
of the indie scene is it's kind of
Yeah.
a crapshoot if you'll actually get popular or not.
also Monolith can get pretty difficult. However, I don't think it's quite as brutal as, say, other bullet hells. So that's where that is.
Yeah, it's generally hard without being bullshit.
Yeah. Also, I marked a tone of neutral, which unfortunately, because I didn't really think like it had an overall tone, so that's why I put that there. It's not overly happy. It's not overly kind of gory or anything.
Yeah.
Then we have experience. Now, these are basically, if you think about games like visual novels, traditional adventure games, more experience-based games than, say, action-based games. Not that these games don't have some action sometimes. I'll probably, when I eventually get to it, think of games like Dragon's Lair where those would probably end up here over any other category. Because there's technically action in Dragon's Lair, but not quite a whole lot.
It's an experience. It's a great movie interrupted by QuickTime.
Yes. Then finally, the last category is planning. These are basically strategy games, like sim games, like those kind of games. Games like, say,
Finally,
SimCity.
Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
SimCity,
When do we do Princess Maker?
Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Princess Maker, Aerobiz, those kind of games.
Give me Princess Maker.
I'm sure I will definitely be doing that at some point.
Damn right you fucking will. We will raise a wonderful daughter.
Yes. So yeah, that is what's happening with ranking of shmups. It is just turning into kind of a different thing. Same kind of deal, but a little bit more detailed. Also, unfortunately, for those who tend to watch these via the YouTube VODs, I'm going to actually be doing a little bit of editing to these, or adding a little bit of extra, maybe if I get to like a trivia point that I don't feel like I fully elaborated, or I felt like could be more elaborated, I'm going to be trying to get more on top of that to kind of make it a more nicer, kind of polished sheen of a thing.
More nicer.
Yes.
I'm looking at the stream, how long the stream's been going on, and I think I need to get myself some dinner.
No shit, I need to get dinner too, god damn it. I'm fucking hungry.
So
Well, thank
I think
you for streaming this.
Yeah, so you're welcome. And also, I think that's enough of this. So just so we get kind of an idea of what's going to happen, ranking is not over. Specific ranking of shmups is. So,
Can't believe ranking's fucking dead.
one other thing, or actually one actual thing I should mention about these is, or actually this is kind of going to be a more crucial thing that of this list. I did put something in here, because we've had times on this show where it's basically like, oh, like think of like Space Invaders, Infinity Gene versus Extreme, like trying to put the placement of them just like, oh, like which one are we gonna put on top, and like dealing with like availability and all that on like really tiny minute details. That won't be quite as much of an issue anymore, because now games can share a rank.
What?
So, yeah. I
don't believe your bullshit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything that will show it here. But yeah, I can now have it so that games share a rank. And I kind of want this more, instead of like this game's better than this game, this game's better than this game. This kind of general idea of quality of game is better than this general, like, tiers instead of individual games.
But it always amuses me how low you've ranked Binding of Isaac.
Oh, they'll still get low. I'm not saying that that's going to make games go higher. It's just, like games are going to be likely bad. Like, basically put all of Psycheo's games in one tier, because they're all the same game. Also, one other thing about this, these are more just notes. Now that, because I've been working on this for the past 2 months, and that is actually why I've not been streaming on Friday and Saturday. Now that I got all this done, I plan on returning to both my Friday and Saturday schedule. So there will now be 2 episodes of this per week, which means I now got to test 12 games instead of 6.
Bliss.
Also,
aren't you worried you're running the games?
If I'm looking at everything, probably not. Also, with games like adventure game, like these games in the blue section, I plan on basically looking at like 1 or 2 per stream. So I am not planning on running out of games anytime soon. Because I already had another full season of ranking of shmups actually already set, and then I decided to do this, and that kind of botched that plan.
I had no idea there were so many video games.
Yes.
Okay, but can I spend $1 to force you to rank any game now?
Yes, you can actually, and I'll put that back. I just technically disabled that for a while because I wanted to get this all set. But I do plan on. You can still request request games. There might be some other ways in which games will get picked, but I'll elaborate more on that later. You can still invalidate games. I still plan on doing that. So yeah, those things like how I add for ranking of shmups still exist, but yeah, it's just in a different format. Also, one last thing I'll mention is that I plan on doing per month. Most likely these will be the Saturday streams, but I plan on doing themes that last the entire month. So I actually had a poll on my Discord server a while ago to say what the first theme should be, and everyone ranked to be brawlers. So the Saturday streams for this will be looking at brawlers. So games like Final Fight, games like Streets of Rage, those kind of things. All month, Saturdays, we'll be looking at those kind of games. I currently have a poll on my Discord asking what the theme of June will be. So right now I think it's sports, food, adventure, and movies, I think. So if you want to take an active part in deciding what the future of this stuff will be, I highly recommend you join my Discord. Yeah. Which is just discord.ldp.life. But yeah. Also, there's a link down below the stream. But yes. I think that's it. That's all. Also, I should have ended this a minute ago so we could end this at 4:20.
Please let me
eat. Yes, let's go eat. We're done. That's what's happening with Ranking Shmups. It's not over. It's just changing. Also, I plan on doing if you are a member of LP Zone, I plan on doing a thing for that. But that's probably not going to affect most of you. But yeah. Okay, everyone, go get food.
I hunger.